All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Grass Valley Podcast. My name is Ryan.
And I'm Nathaniel.
And I got a real special guest today, and I'm super excited because he's my blood. This is my cousin, Nick Doty. Nick Doty in the house.
What up?
What up,
man?
cuz?
Welcome to Grass Valley.
Yeah.
Nice
We got
to
all
meet you.
kinds of cool stuff to talk about with my cousin today. But starting out, we're going to touch some AI stuff versus being creative and the lack of creativity, and just kind of touch base on that. That's been a topic with a couple other guests we've had. My cousin's been in bands ever since I was a little kid. He's like my big brother, by the way. He might be my cousin, but he's the only like big brother that I got. And we're 3 years apart. Me, him, and Colin are all 3 years apart. Yeah. Welcome to the podcast, cuz. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm super stoked to be here. This is pretty exciting.
Yeah, man, this is cool. And you're a part of it, dude. We're all a part of it. You could come on anytime, promote stuff with your band, get stuff off your chest. Like I said, this is a community podcast, and all of us can be a part of it. So
Great. Yeah.
Yep.
Like I said, thanks for having me. My first podcast. Pretty excited.
So
Awesome.
tell us a little bit about yourself, and let the listeners know. We'll get into a lot, but yeah, let them know about yourself and what you got going these days.
Well, born and raised in GV, local to the max. Hopefully never have to leave. Hopefully I die here.
Yeah, same here.
And,
Yep.
it's like there's no other place I like better. There's a couple places that are nicer, but I couldn't afford to live there. So in the meantime, we stay here where it's totally green and beautiful and have all sorts of different aspects of life. From
Oh yeah,
mountains
blessed.
to lakes to
Yep.
rivers to getting some snow in the winter to
Totally.
nice sunny warm summers. In fact, some days here in the winter you get a killer day.
Yeah,
I remember
totally.
playing football in the
Yeah,
yard
on
on
Christmas
Thanksgiving with our
or
dads and
Thanksgiving, yep.
Christmas, even having my shirt off a couple times in like
Dude, I was
December
just-
on a nice sunny day. It's just
And then we've
It's
had some
California
weird early
dreaming.
June snowstorms.
yeah. You never know here.
That's true.
It's just random and crazy all the time on the weather. But generally, most of the time, we're California dreaming.
Yeah, it's an amazing place, Grass Valley, that is, and the surrounding areas. And it's like what we got, like an hour and so from the ocean, an hour and a half something from Lake Tahoe, one of the other most beautiful places in the world.
Yeah, we're right in between. It was like the other day, I just had to go down to Smartsville for work, and I got down to Penn Valley, and it was socked in with fog.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I was
there.
like, whoa, that was so weird. I just came down the hill like 10 minutes, and I'm
Yep.
in this fog. It was all cold and
Big
cloudy. It was
cloud.
so weird. Came back up to GV, sunny, nice.
That's
above
funny.
the fog,
Well, we're like being up here. I'll have like four feet of snow, 3 feet of snow, and I'll drive down Greenhorn Road into Brunswick, and there's nothing on the road but like
Mhm.
rain. And I've always
yeah.
called this the Grinch's lair. Like, it always reminded me of just that movie The Grinch, where he's up there on the cliff in the snow,
Totally.
and then he comes down into Whoville, and then all the Who's are down there.
Yeah.
I'm
This
like,
is your little
time to ditch
Grinch
these-
mountain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah, that's a
Totally.
good one.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I got a band named Gorilla DeVille. That's my current project.
Dope. That's a badass name.
Super stoked on it. The only unfortunate thing is that we're all real busy guys, so we don't get to put a ton of time into it, like on a long
Yeah,
level.
it's hard.
We'll push a couple months, and then everybody gets busy with stuff, and we
Yeah.
kind of back off for a little while. And so, there's a album we've been recording at my place, which is kind of more of a demo in all reality.
Yeah.
My little ghetto
Oh.
studio, but it's almost done with the tracks, and then I just got to mix it and master it, and then I'm going to hopefully put that out to
That'd
the
be
world.
badass.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait.
So excited for
You know,
that.
you and me are gonna finally get to doing a couple songs together. Finally.
I know. We got to. I just found
I have
that
a
one
beat
we
that I made
did
for you.
days ago,
Oh,
actually,
the
on a
Prop 30 or 20 or whatever it was. Vote no on
what was
Prop
it?
something.
No on
I forget.
W.
Yeah, no on W or whatever. it was.
Vote no on W.
Yeah, that really changed shit
Yeah.
big time.
Oh yeah, it did. That changed everything, actually.
That was a cool song.
Yeah. But yeah, we got to do some more stuff for sure. So,
But anyhow, when you were just saying that you're recording this stuff in your studio, if you and your band ever would like to and you need a professional studio, James Maple just opened up his own studio, and I'm talking, it's amazing. I mean, he has the most best booth I've ever been in. He has everything's decked out. You even got like a basketball court in the back and a pool table, air hockey, pizza, flat screen. You know what I'm saying? Skateboard outside, clear your head outside, and then get back in. And
yeah, definitely link me up with him.
Oh, I got you.
Cool.
But yeah, keep telling us about your guys' band.
So we're hard rock.
How'd you come up with the name? I love that name.
Well, it's actually a funny story. My daughter was like, I don't even know.
Shouts out Sadie.
Shouts out to Sadie Doty, one of the only female Doties other than Ocean and our aunt who's passed.
And Lucy.
Oh yeah, and then of course.
Yeah, there's three
Lucy,
of them.
But
no,
Lucy. Yeah,
Lucy.
yeah, totally. Sorry
Colin's
about that.
daughter.
Yeah. So
Three Doty
we're
girls.
hanging out and we're watching, movies and just kid stuff or whatnot. And it was shortly after that Cruella de Vil movie had come out.
Oh, Cruella.
And
the
we're
Dalmatian
saying
movie?
something, and she said something like something Cruella de Vil or something in the background, and it kind of sounded like she said Gorilla de Vil.
That's dope.
And I was like, did you just say Gorilla de Vil? And she was like, no, Cruella. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, that'd be a dope band name. And then she was
fellas
like,
liked it too?
yeah, that would be cool. And so we were struggling for a band name. For those of you who have ever been in a band, it's one of the hardest parts is coming up with a name that everybody likes and hasn't been taken or it's not stupid or
you got to be
whatnot.
creative. Something that's not
And nowadays everything's been taken or done. So you start getting into these weird, elaborate, like long band names that are like 4 or 5 words. It's like, no, I want something quick and catchy.
Dude, that's Gorilla.
And so I shot that one to the boys and they were like, yeah, done deal. Just like that. So it was cool.
Nice.
Well,
that was easy.
Kind of had a cool story behind it too,
Right now, we're really helping people, activate people with getting their shit going. So like I encourage you, because all I want to do right now is hear the album you guys are working on.
Yeah. I got some little tidbits that I could leave you with.
Nice. Totally.
Some little tasters.
What do you play?
I play guitar and sing.
Nice.
Do all the vocals,
And
all the guitar
let
work.
me say this, my cousin, okay, so ever since my parents divorced in around 7th grade, my mom moved over by Rattlesnake Road on Pinecone Circle, and my brother and I lived there for a while, and when we did, she had this badass, big, huge basement. And my cousin, my mom let my cousin and his band come down there, and that was their practice room, literally for forever.
Wow,
I would sneak down in there and play on Spencer's drums. I would fuck with everything but your guitar.
Yeah, nice.
Ray, I think Ray even said that I could play on the bass.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, that was one of the deals that your mom was like, "Yeah, you guys can practice down here, but I want to come down here." She had some friends that they wanted to do a band or something like that, so they wanted to use our PA system. And we're like, "Yeah, that's a great
Awesome.
right?"
And that's why I'm musically inclined too. Like I could play. I never had lessons, but I went and messed with all those. The only thing that I'm scared of is a guitar. That's too much for me to learn.
We got to make him start playing the one I gave him.
Okay,
just teach me. Okay, so Sam, your one of your best friends, Sam.
Yeah.
Back when you guys were in the band, you guys would take me everywhere with you. We were at Sam's house, and he taught me on the bass guitar how to play Under the Bridge from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh, dude, I got that on the guitar for you.
Yeah, that was that was simple on the bass, but it wasn't on the guitar.
No, that's one of the hardest songs I know.
Exactly. If you want to play it the real way, especially, there's the little generic way that's not too bad. But the real way is no joke, man. Frusciante is my god.
Same here.
Because you've been in and out of bands your whole life.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's for me, it's a part of my life. I gotta have it for my therapy and mental health and expression and just everything, And I'm usually a pretty positive, upbeat guy and whatnot, but everyone has their darker sides and stuff they need to get out in one way or another.
Yeah,
I'm not really into therapy and talking about negative shit necessarily. But sometimes my music can be a little bit on the darker side sometimes, considering how I am as a positive guy normally, but it's how I get it out.
Yeah, I was explaining that to our guest a couple times. Like I'm a man, I'm full of love. You know me, cuz and everybody gets damaged at some point in your life, and it's like me, I have crazy raps, I have crazy comedy, and I mean great, it's like good. have you rolling raw. But I just don't want to disrespect nobody.
Well, of course not.
So, but you got to get that out, and it's okay. It's artwork. Hey, it's artwork.
And that's the beauty of artwork, is that you just never know what you're going to get. You know, if you walk into it pre-planned, like, oh, we're going to try to mimic this or do that, then that's just artificial, you know?
Yeah, there's people out there drawing paintings of naked people and this and that and all kinds of stuff. And if that's,
that's art.
Yeah, that's art.
One way or another, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Even with technique, it's like some of the most simple songs are some of the most beautiful artwork.
Oh, yeah. I say that all the time, too. And we're really getting into a point in music, in my opinion, too, now where so much has already been done, probably 2 or 3 times at this point, even, that we get into these like advanced heavy metal bands and even some of the death metal bands, and they're so technical that from a musician standpoint, you're like, wow, that's amazing. That's some of the craziest guitar work I've seen, or drums or whatever, and like that. But if you step back from a listener standpoint, it's just a bit much, you know, and it's almost overwhelming, or it's overly complicated. Not everyone can get down with that, you know.
Yeah,
that's why people like AC/DC
music in that way.
Yeah. You got to be able to. Not everyone can appreciate what they're doing because they're not a musician, or they're not on that side of music. You know what I mean? So, and what do they say? Like, what, 1% of the world is musicianly inclined to be able to listen to music? You know, I've always said it's like, some people listen to music, and some
like
people,
Dr. Dre's and shit,
or like average people out there that aren't musicians, you know, they hear music. Mm-hmm. It's in the background, it's on the radio, it's whatever. Maybe they put it on, but they just hear it. It's like they're not in it, they're not studying it, they're not breaking it down.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even listen to the words.
Yeah. I
and
broke
then
music down.
You get into
life.
people, and you don't have to be a musician to get on that level, because I have a couple of friends that don't necessarily play instruments, but they're like so into music, and they listen. You sit down, you listen to the music, you listen to the words, you listen to the beat, you catch the little things, you hear this. Sometimes it takes listening to a song or a CD 20, 30 times until you finally like go,
it catches on.
I love that little part or something or whatever, you know. And
I'll do that a lot. I'll put on a new album, one of my favorite artists, and be like disappointed as fuck, and then I'll play it back a couple times, and I'm like, oh shit.
It gets better, you know, it grows on you. You figure it out. You listen and you learn it, you know. And so not everybody has that ability to do that, but it's cool that they're still able to listen to music and like it, you know, whether
that
it's just
ability
in the back.
happened to me in like my mid-20s as I got better at playing music.
Yeah.
Like as a kid and as a teenager, I was one of those people that didn't listen to lyrics. I just listened to like the sound of the song.
Right. Yeah.
And that just naturally changed in me when I
just
got older, maybe.
Well, and you have your own natural way, too. I noticed when you're playing the guitar, Nate, you have your own, like, you take things on in your own way. Me, too. Like, I don't know how to play the piano, like, but I play like, I'll get on the piano and play it, and it sounds good.
Some self-taught musicians are the most creative, in my opinion, because they're not, I don't want to say brainwashed, sounds kind of messed up, but they're not pre-programmed with learning other songs, you know. It's like you want to learn guitar or any instrument for that factor, piano, whatever, drums, nothing. You got to have something to learn to play so you can learn to play, right? But at the same time, there's a point where you get the basics, and then that's when you need to kind of just go out on your own and start making noise, you know, and start just doing shit.
And then you can get back to maybe learning some more skills.
Of course. I'm
like, how did I get to that chord? How did you get to that chord right there? I like that chord.
Yeah, I'm 30 years into guitar, and I'm like ready to start starting to like learn some songs now. Like it's been 20 years probably since I sat down and learned a song.
Yeah, right there. I got to stop you right there. So what you were just saying is a perfect time to talk about this. So like creativity. My cousin, they write their lyrics. They practice in a room with their bandmates, like on the drums, on the guitars, and all this stuff. And then, you know, like me, I have a love and hate relationship with this AI stuff. So, and I mean, and then there's Ryan, my buddy Big Daddy, and he has bands, and he just put out that album, and which I like.
Yeah,
so like,
Garbage
that's
Supreme
my love.
is amazing.
Yes, that's my love and hate. Like, and then Nate
it's fascinating.
and then there's some fascinating things you do with AI too. Like I love messing with these
Windows programs, full stack apps, websites, anything that has ones and zeros on a computer, I can now make just by talking to it.
Yeah,
it's a trip. But guys, ladies and gentlemen, I got a bone to pick with the shit too. It's like, that's cheating, and all these guys that put in their hard work to do all that, to create music for you, like you were saying, the listeners that don't know shit about music, but they just listen to it. Well,
They hear it.
now they can, other people can cheat and make all these songs and like literally like pressing a few buttons.
It's just, it's flat out just scary.
It's flattering. It's flattering and silly,
but yet fake. You know, it's
it's the same as AI art.
Yeah,
which was the first thing we saw a few years ago, but now it's just indecipherable.
I hate it. Like I said, there's parts I hate. Like I'm going to be totally honest. When I like how you print up those things just as a little silly joke, but the AI printing up, doing a report on someone's life, I find so disrespectful. Not you are doing that. I just find it so disrespectful. Like for me, for example, nobody can go type me up into some fucking AI computer and print out a couple few pages. Some of it might be some of it they look into the internet or Google, and some of their facts are right, but there's just no way no AI system's gonna do a whatchamacallit on me.
They're just going to have the facts.
They spell your names wrong.
It's like a school book, you know.
Yeah.
It's just
it's a computer.
a jam of information, and they produce something out of it.
Yes.
There's no like
information.
Should I stop and change that right there? I don't really know if I like that.
It's statistically the next most probable word or token.
Yeah, no, and it just scares the shit out of me.
The other day he did one for Daddy, and it was actually Tyler's was off because he spelled his name wrong. Yeah. But
Big Daddy Salsa's was pretty much.
Matter of fact, you left it on the table, and I was reading it earlier. I'm like, damn. It tripped him out.
Yeah.
We didn't do one on you, but he can.
Yeah, it's crazy. I fear it for several different reasons down the future line, like not just with the music and movies, and I mean, eventually we're just gonna have AI movies.
Crap.
There'll be no.
We're already almost there.
Yeah, you know, which shit. The way some of these movies they've been writing in the last 5-10 years, the AI ones might be better, but regardless, it's just scary, and how good it is to a certain degree is like scary. And then as a musician, you're kind of jealous. You're like, damn, that's pretty
and then
good.
There's the whole
they didn't even do anything.
Thing about it. There's a non-zero chance. All the smartest people in AI, all of them, have said there's a non-zero chance that AI will cause us to go extinct. It's the first time there's ever been anything smarter than humans on on planet Earth, and we're not there yet. But in the next 2-3 years, when we hit AGI, which is artificial general intelligence,
that's when we're connected with it. That's when it's in your matrix shit, bro.
Yeah.
And there's a chance. We're basically playing Russian roulette right now with the whole human race, and we're more worried about competing with other industries in China and other AI companies than figuring out that there's a 5th chance or even a 2% chance or 1% chance that it'll completely kill us all.
Yeah. Skynet.
Yeah.
Terminator.
Exactly, dude.
That's what I fear about that movie.
That's what I fear is that kind of shit.
And they could do things that we could not conceive of because it's the gorilla human problem. It's like we'll be gorillas, and gorillas can't even understand what we think of and how we would make them extinct. Yeah, and we could do it in a matter of days if we wanted to.
Yeah, that's crazy deep right there. Wow. That's a one way to look at it.
But let's, put more money into AI safety and figure out how we can control these things before we make them too powerful.
Yeah. Well, I worry about too, like,
that's a trip.
The music industry, for say, or media or movies or any entertainment industry, we could say, but for, music for sure, like in our lives growing up in the 90s and whatnot, like we probably don't know or realize how much prefabricated shit we digested from pop music or whatever they wanted to be popular at the time. They controlled that, you know what I mean? With
on the radio,
MTV and everything.
Shit, I hate the radio.
TRL back in the day on MTV, it was the same 10 videos
on the radio.
Yeah. So with the internet, we were able to break free of that and have like anything and everything, like whatever you want to listen to today, you get to listen to that. You know what I mean?
I sure do.
Before you had to have the tapes or the CDs or something of whatever.
I love that.
So that really opened up a big window.
I never thought I would get rid of all of my MP3 files.
I still got all my CDs,
I don't know where
bro.
Mine are.
Yeah.
Mine got stolen out of Sutton Cinema's parking lot.
I have so much shit, dude. We'll have to have Zach the Hack Patton come help me with.
Remember when people would steal your CDs?
dude, I got everything.
Like what a different world we live in now.
Yeah,
you know?
they stole my CDs and my little Nokia.
I have all my CDs. I have all my iPods full of shit that Zach downloaded. Like he's a hack. He can hack the internet. He literally got everything and every album of the artist in it, and so I have all that shit still.
Yeah, but so we were so pre-programmed, you know, trends and things like that. It's like, cool, this is what we're going to push right now.
Yeah.
And not that they don't try to do that now, but there's a little bit more room for you to venture off somewhere else from that, you know. But with the AI thing, it scares me because if you fall back into that same topic I just said, where they're trying to promote what they want to be popular or what they want you to think or what they want you to wear or whatever it may be, with AI, it's like, wow, they could sickening to do that, you know, like so well or so twisted or so
They've got
creative
your
to manipulate
Facebook information.
I mean,
you seen those little jazz Mac
dude.
Dre songs and those little like on YouTube?
Dude, that's what started it for me was the Tupac songs done in blues.
Same.
And
Yeah,
I
loved
mean,
it.
it was like
I loved it.
all of a sudden I'm
way
just
too
like
good.
freaking out in the middle of the night when I found this and just going, what? First off,
Yeah, you sent me one of
this
them.
is some of the dopest blues I've ever heard in my life. I like a lot of blues.
Yeah. Well, it's just like
and,
taking Bob Marley or something, putting it on something.
Well,
like
and
DMX is.
with the Tupac lyrics, they're so you know,
You remember them. They're strong.
They're deep and
They're deep and
there's
strong.
that
You know
hurt,
it's
that
Pac.
struggle, you know, and blues music is kind of about that.
And
so
there's
it's
this
so
thought
perfect.
that, to me, it's like, shit, are we really this simple and easy? That,
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah,
machine can make us just...
I know, yeah. But and then it was like at first, so the first time I'm listening to it, I'm going,
That's a
okay,
good
cool.
point.
This is good blues music, some of the best blues music maybe I've heard, but they didn't have any guitar solos. And so I'm thinking in my head going, cool, there's something AI can't do maybe.
Yeah.
AI can't do guitar solos. Well, shit, give it like 2-3 weeks later, I'm going down the AI rabbit hole. I start finding all this like metal music that's AI, like U2 songs redone in like a Tool-ish, metal-y kind of format.
With even some like acoustic in there.
And
I
there
heard
was
that.
a couple of good guitar solos. The drumming was insane, where I was like, is this Danny Carey like on his best day doing the drums on this? Like, and that's when I really just went, oh, we're fucked.
Yeah.
We're fucked. And it's just going to keep growing. You know, it just grows on its own, you know.
I had Nate stop doing it. Or me and Nate agreed that we were going to stop doing it because the first few episodes we had this program, AI program, cleaning up all of our if there's a couple or whatever, but it chopped off like the end of
You'll
notice
it has no soul.
You noticed that it chopped off some of your words, and I said, no, we're not having that, and we're just going to need to be better about speaking, and we're doing good.
Yeah, well, or just you got to go back and do it yourself.
We keep it real anyway.
Yeah, you know?
I could come on this podcast and say, yo, and just get right into it.
Yeah.
One thing that is cool, though, when you upload it to that program is it will give you a synopsis of like,
it does
what was talked about. And some notes.
It automatically generates a little report.
Yeah.
And see, that's what scares me too about like school shit. Like no kids,
or white collar jobs.
No, exactly. No one's going to write a report anymore or do an essay or anything. It's just going to be AI, and that's cool and all. But then
no learning.
We're going to be dumb. Have either of you ever seen the movie Wall-E? Disney flick, right? With the little robot.
Yeah.
Dude, that's where we're going to be. Like, there's no doubt about it. Just big, fat, dumb people living on like a spaceship or something. You know what I mean?
Especially when, like I heard this the other day, say you have a robot and you have a 2-story house. You want your robot to go get something for you upstairs. But what if the robot's programmed to like do the best for you and he makes you? That won't happen. You'll just sit on the couch and program your robot to do everything for you.
Yeah, until you slowly become the Wall-E movie. Exactly. You can't walk. You don't know what to do.
Depressed.
Dude, and you know what? We're fighters, right? I don't know. I know you guys, but I'm a fighter. Like I fought Facebook. You guys, look, everybody had a Facebook and all this crap, and me and Colin never had one. And soon as I needed to look for work after COVID or whatever, Sadie, my ex, helped me set up a Facebook. But like, you got to go with the times. You got to learn and kind of go with the times and whatnot. But like, dude, I'm a fighter. I tried fighting that. Colin still doesn't. My brother does not have a Facebook. He will tell you straight up, fuck social media. He's a real old good old boy, right? But but then there's things that he's going to need to, like when he goes to take his kids to Disneyland, he better pull that little phone app out and fucking to pay for his kids' drink. You better get with the program.
It's a love-hate relationship, man.
Well, you have to. I went to Santa Cruz Boardwalk with my kids the other day, or not the other day, but not that long ago, Monterey Bay Aquarium. And I took them down there and like, I had to tell my kids, oh, what? Like I had money. All I had was cash. And they
Yeah, you're
only
screwed.
the whole boardwalk accepted anything and everything was card.
Yeah.
Debit. And so I had to go somewhere and put money into something and get a little boardwalk card. And
Oh,
then I
yep.
could get,
yeah.
No,
No,
I
it's
hated that.
crazy. It's crazy.
I lived in San Francisco during what I consider the big transition from cash to cards, and so I lived there from like 2005 to 2015 or so.
Oh, okay.
And I'd always wonder walking around downtown with all these homeless people, would be like, no one has change in their pockets anymore.
Oh yeah, no way.
It's like you
Panhandling.
can't-
oh,
is
yeah,
done.
you can't hand them
No.
anything.
Yeah, which is kind of the only
That's
cool
why you
thing
feed 'em.
about.
They go back, you go,
Yeah, sorry,
yeah,
bud, only
no.
got a card.
That's
No,
when you
totally.
swipe it and get them a burrito or
Yeah.
And those are
breakfast
some
bagel
of
or
my
something.
best memories, you know, and I don't like to share them because I don't want to like make myself sound like some
Hey, Nate,
person. But,
what part of San Francisco did you live when you moved down the bay?
the outer Sunset District by the beach in the fog.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was hanging out in Golden Gate Park basically every
Okay,
day.
that's a nice place, man.
yeah.
I don't like San Francisco much, but Golden Gate Park's a
I
cool
was
place.
disc
man.
golfing every day.
Yeah, I
Shout
like
out
to
to all my
visit,
buddies.
go eat some food at see the bay and the Alcatraz out there, but I would never live there.
And
hate
I was
driving.
selling and scanning tickets at the Science Museum in the park, the
Oh, okay.
Academy of Sciences.
Yeah.
And so I get to go watch the fish on my lunch break.
Oh,
or just
That's cool.
walk around the park.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's cool.
it was a bit of
You got to fly out of the nest and experience some stuff.
yeah,
Out at Grass Valley.
it was awesome.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I am so glad to be back. I've been
Yeah.
back about 5 years.
There's no place like home.
No.
No place like home.
That's right. Welcome back.
Yeah.
to
Dude, this
Grass
man's
Valley.
Nathaniel's like a bear, dude. He hibernates over there.
Yep.
He literally hibernates like a bear out here on this mountain.
Oh,
I gotta
that's
wake
good.
him up.
I can be
I was calling him
introverted.
since 8. Are you awake yet? We got cuz coming at 11. You awake? You awake?
I'm trying to
Get up.
chill.
I don't know what it is with me. I was the worst sleeping, and now I'm up early. My
Yeah,
body
well,
won't let
that's
me.
good. It's kind of natural, you know.
Yeah,
I go back. It depends on how late I stay up, you know.
that's what
If
it
I'm
is.
working on some music or something and I'm up till like 2 a.m. working on a song or something, it's like I'm gonna sleep in the next day.
Well, I don't drink no more, get hungover, and feel like shit and sick.
That
and
helps.
I'd
Yeah,
stay up
so
all
now your
night
body's
and then have
all-
to sleep it off.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Feeling good in the morning, you want to just get up and do something, you know.
So, cuz,
Yeah.
let's talk about us for a minute.
Okay.
Stories.
Yeah, man.
Doty boys.
Oh yeah, tell me how your family came to Grass Valley. How about?
Okay, so
He
like,
knows, my big brother Cuzzo here knows more than me, so I'm gonna let him
so
talk.
Ryan's dad was the first one here. Our family originally generated from Arizona,
Oh, crazy.
outside of Tucson area, in a little shithole called Cochise.
Do you know why?
No,
they were
dude,
there?
it was an Indian reservation.
Well, it's near there, but
Oh, it wasn't on it?
no. Well, you can't live on the Indian reservation.
I
unless
thought he
you're
did.
Indian, I think. So no,
thought-
it's outside. It's just this little shit. It's actually gotten a lot bigger now,
Okay.
from what I've been
What
reading.
band has that album or song?
Cochise? Yeah, I can't.
Cochise, maybe? Is that a
I
Tool
can't think of
song?
it. Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
can't think of that now. But I know what
Anyhow,
you're talking about. But
the-
so they grew up down there. Poor family. Our grandfather was a kook, dude. Like straight thought the end of the world was coming any day, and this and that. He
Had
was
meat
total,
delivered to his freezer and
total
shit.
anti like society and this and that. But funny thing was, for his time era, he was actually a techie type of guy.
Oh,
you
we
know,
got to
like,
touch about the mob.
but so anyways, weird little shithole family place we lived down there. So our fathers just wanted to get the hell out of there as much as they could. So our grandma, they were separated, our grandma and our grandpa, and she moved to the Bay Area at one point in time. And
San Jose.
So his dad and our aunt, they're older than my dad and our other uncle, John.
Mhm.
They're the older siblings.
So they're
And
three
so-
boys.
3 boys, 1 girl.
Okay.
And so they got to move. They got to come up and stay with our grandma, their mom, in the Bay Area, and get out of Arizona and come to California. And this is like the 70s, probably early 70s, I'm guessing. And so they were just blown away. You know, California, this is amazing. You know, they're near the ocean, all the shit you dream about if you grew up in the
45
desert of
minutes from
Arizona.
Santa Cruz.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. And so, so they got to be in California. The other 2 siblings just got to kind of visit. They had to go back and live with kooky grandpa. And
Damn. Yeah,
out in the cut
actually,
in a little funky little house, man. It was just a funky deal down there. But anyways,
that's a sad story.
so
too.
they So they got the California fever, right? You know, so then my dad was trying to come up here whenever and anytime he could and visit Ryan's dad. They're always real close as brothers. And so he started coming up here. And so long story short, Ryan's dad, the Bay Area started getting blown out even back then. And so he wanted to get the fuck out of there and come up to the woods, basically. And so Grass Valley was just this little podunk town back then, just a couple contractors, some remaining little miners, and then some simplistic retiree type people, you know. And so he
Good way to put it.
So he bought that property that's right across the way there that your dad has, and that was the first footprint for the Doty boys in Grass Valley.
Nice.
And so he bought that property, wanted to build a house. And this is back in the 70s when just about everybody kind of built their own house. Like,
Yeah.
I've met like dentists and just random guys that aren't contractors. And they were like, yeah, well, I built my house in the 70s, you know. And it was like, they'd help each other out, do
Back
trade.
to the earth movement.
You do windows and roofing, and then this guy does tile or something. You do a trade, and everybody got their shit done. You know, it was actually a really cool
Yeah.
way of life and time era for that. But
Neighborly.
it's not like that no more. But
No.
so he bought the property, started building the house. My dad had at this point moved to the Bay Area as well. My dad was probably in his early 20s. Your dad was probably in his later 20s.
Mhm.
And think about that kind of shit. I don't know where you were in your 20s, but I wasn't building houses
No,
or
my dad
own property or
No.
nothing. You know what I mean? I was
My
still
dad
fucking
went
off.
to the Air Force though
He
for
did.
4 years.
Yeah. So that was where it all started right there for Grass Valley for us. My dad started coming up as much as he could to help him work on the house. I actually, on my mom's side of the family, the other side for me, I have an uncle and he had already lived here as well.
Oh, cool.
So my dad kind of
Oh,
bounced
yeah.
back and forth between my uncles, my uncle Colin, and he was a tile setter, big tile setter in the area. There wasn't very many tile guys back then, and so he had a little lockdown, and so they just made it work, you know. And my dad fell in love with it. So it wasn't shortly long after I think your dad finished his house.
Mhm.
My dad moved up here and was living on the property up there. I was
Little guy.
I was like
I bet your dad
Four?
helped his dad build my house.
maybe
No,
they
my
all
dad.
helped around.
My
too,
dad
yeah.
helped build your parents' house. That was my godfather, Ben Barr and TJ Barr.
Shout out bars.
If anything happened to my parents, those were my godfathers, or
Yeah.
my godfather and my godmother. And that's this house that we're in right now wasn't even here. This was
Yeah.
a trail from my dad's over to the bars.
Okay, yeah,
which is now my house.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is now the Redmond's house.
That's crazy. Full
Yeah.
circle right there.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's what started it all. And it was back in the day, you know, by this point it's probably the 80s because I was born.
Yep.
And my dad and I lived in this little fucked up little travel trailer thing over there in the lower part
Oh,
where
really?
his mom's trailer is at.
Oh, crazy.
And we lived down in there. And I mean, this thing was
I didn't
like,
even know that.
this thing was probably like 12 feet long at the most. It just had a little bed. I had some kind of bunk bed thing. I remember falling
Remember
off of it
Gus?
a couple times.
Gus?
Gus.
Yeah, there was like some ghost named Gus that you and me were. Oh, there was a old torn down hot tub that was by the trailers.
Yeah.
And there was a ghost named Gus, and you and me.
Totally,
I don't know.
totally.
You guys scared me with Gus. Gus the ghost.
Yeah, you got to watch out for that guy. He'll get you in the hot tub. But that was the
Was
start
upside
for our
down.
family up
He was
here,
in the hot
basically, you
tub.
know. And then from there, it just kind of grew, you know. Obviously, my dad went on to build his own homes and this and that.
No.
Here we all
Your
are.
dad has built. Your dad, Joe Doty. After all that, one thing I'll say about my uncle, because my dad is smart. Both our dads are smart and can do a lot. But my dad was more of like a slacker and procrastinator. Your dad was a go-getter. Your dad has built so many beautiful homes around this county. Like I remember, he built the house over in Crescent. He built the house over there on by Ridge Road, and then he
Yeah,
built the
yeah.
other house, and then he just sells them, and then he goes and builds another. Like right now,
Yeah,
That's
your
right.
dad built that house up there in Camptonville.
Yeah, yeah.
And I loved it. He did so many amazing. I mean, I always looked up to my Uncle Joe because we didn't have a clean house. We lived in a barn damn near. My dad didn't finish his house. My mom pretty much left my dad because of shit like that. Like, you know, slacking off and not doing more for the family or doing more, you know. Your dad was like, I loved how his houses were clean and badass and like
Nice.
I was embarrassed. Yeah, nice. I was embarrassed to have friends over as a kid to my house.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
You know that dog and like so. Anyways, your dad just built that house, sold it in Camptonville, and then moved up to Red Bluff, right? Reading. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then I
always
just went
mix
to
up those two.
I went to a Primus concert with my brother Joe Bro, and he invited us over to his new place that he's building there. And it's crazy. He's just a fucking badass. He just goes and I'm done with this spot. I'm selling it.
Yeah.
And I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm going to move somewhere else now.
Yeah, it was crazy with the Camptonville house. It was pretty like kind of custom and
So nice,
and
dude.
intricate with like woodwork, and it wasn't your standard little spec home. And so,
Did you live there?
No. This is when I was a grown adult, but I
Okay.
did help build it all.
Nice.
Grew some weed out there, though.
Yeah, building houses, growing weed. Those were the good old days.
And it's just beautiful
Yeah.
country out there.
Oh,
I love it out
really,
there.
you know, it's such a shitty drive out there, but once you're out there, it was just cool and amazing, you know. And
You ever go down to
some good
that
times.
spot on Oregon Creek, north of Oregon Creek, like Paradise? It's like there's waterfalls.
Oh
and
no,
shit
you know,
down
I've
there.
never been there, but I know exactly
Oh,
what you're
it's
talking about. Yeah,
so
I've
cool.
always wanted to check those waterfalls out for
There's
sure.
like no trail really. You gotta
No, that's what I
hike
hear. It's
down
a
the
barely
creek.
just off the side of the cliff, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's how you get to all the good spots too. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes the ocean's like that too.
What
you know?
waterfall were you talking about?
It's up
My
past
friend
Camptonville.
called it Paradise,
I thought I heard it called like something falls or something
Yeah.
like whatever, but
but it's on Oregon Creek, like
yeah,
in the canyon somewhere.
It feeds Oregon Creek.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
one of
okay.
the like one of the
Tributaries.
fingers that comes in. You know, it's always hella cold too.
Yeah.
The water I hear, like even depth of summer, it's
I
just
went there
burn.
probably more than 20 years ago, and I remember how cold it was. And
Okay,
it was like
yeah.
100 degrees outside, and it was almost too cold to get in.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I want to get Donovan Shilton on here
Oh, yeah, that'd
because
be
you
cool.
and him grew up like before like the other set of knuckleheads or whatever. But I remember when you and him still in grade school, you guys were just starting to date girls and stuff. You had Abby, whatever, and John Bacon was a little stud. Oh, you guys, and I remember Donovan and you being over at the old Crescent spot down below, and it was the first time. I thought I remembered stealing my dad's weed for the first time, but you guys you and Donovan went and got your dad for some bud or something like that and brought it
Oh,
back down
man.
to the trailer.
Oh yeah.
It
Totally.
wasn't the first time I got stoned, or maybe I just watched you guys do it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure. That's probably might have been right around the same time when you were getting that bud from your dad too, though.
Yeah, well, no, that was afterwards.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
My dad was big into the weed, man. And I mean, big. Like he had out of state Winnebagos crammed down with hundreds of pounds, got it busted. That's another reason my mom left him, probably.
Maybe.
Like,
Yeah.
they had a lot of money. And my dad we have stories of Ted Cowden and them and my mom and them flying a plane over certain areas and dropping big fat.
Oh hell yeah, dude! That's how they all did it back in the day.
Dude.
We weren't all just growing it in the backyard like now.
What about that day around that time when you and me got skunked?
Oh, dude, I don't know. Let's see. I was probably maybe 8. That would have made you 5.
We were mobbing through the
Maybe
woods.
we were 6 and 9,
Yeah.
or
We were
5
little.
and 8.
We were
Something.
little.
We were over at my house off Crescent,
Uh-huh.
and we were out mobbing around, and maybe we were even younger than that because I
Yeah, we were little,
specifically
'cause-
remember we still had those. Do you ever have those pajamas when you were a kid, Nathan, where you're like, it was like a Superman costume
Oh, yeah,
or
for
a
sure.
Batman?
They stripped us
Yeah.
down in the
And,
lawn
we
with
were-
a hose and tomato sauce, and
Oh, yeah.
it was
Yeah.
disgusting.
We were rocking our little Superman and Batman pajama outfits, and we were just running through the woods, and then we were walking back, and all of a sudden we come around a corner, and here's this skunk. And I don't know, that was the first time I ever saw a skunk in real
It
life.
was the first time I ever saw a skunk, and
Yeah.
it was majestic like the fucking movie
It
Bambi,
was
dude,
weird,
and
dude.
it
We
stuck
all
its tail at us.
Yeah, we
and-
got quiet for a minute and like scared, didn't know what to do.
But it
didn't
came
know
up
what
on
to
us
do.
quick, and it was close. It was like right there.
Oh yeah, it was close, and then
And it
it
sprayed us.
blasted us.
Yeah.
and then
It
we
smelled like horrible garlic. Not even
of
like
course, we run back home to our dads, and they're probably just laughing,
drunk.
and probably drunk and laughing. And then, I just remember them throwing us in the bathtub with a bunch of tomato sauce and that. And just,
No, we got hosed in the yard first. That's
Well,
I was
yeah,
screaming.
definitely.
I was pissed about the cold water.
Oh, yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
that shit.
yeah, no, that was gnarly. You don't
They
fuck with
hosed me.
skunks.
Yeah.
I saw one right when I was leaving here like a week ago.
Oh, I see it.
Luckily,
I
it
see a
was
skunk
too,
a night. Or I
Oh,
was
A little far away. So.
Yeah, that shit. Years ago, this dog that I had, we
Bozo.
No, not that young. This is with the wife and I. It was actually her dog. And
Down?
no, Abby.
Oh yeah, Abby.
You
I
remember Abby?
Yeah, the little chomper mouth.
Oh yeah, crazy underbite. And we were just in my backyard right there in
Little
Cypress
Abby.
Hill hanging out. I had my boy over watching Sunday football. We're out back blazing a bowl, and all of a sudden, broad daylight, here comes a skunk right into my backyard, and it was like we all saw it, and before I could grab the dog, she saw it, and she just darts and slipped through my hands, runs up on this thing like full throttle, barking like she's gonna get it. And this thing was so smart, it just sat and waited and waited and waited till she got right up on it, and it flipped around, threw its tail up, blasted her directly in the mouth and the face. And by this point, we're already in the house with the door shut, and she's just sitting there at the sliding glass door. Let me in. Green shit coming out of her mouth. We're all, no, you're done.
Not gonna
And then
happen.
Ryan comes over later, and he's all like 3 or 4 hours later, he comes over to my house for something, and he's all, hey, I saw your dog running around the neighborhood, man. I think she got sprayed by a skunk. I was gonna pick her up, but she stinks. I'm like, yeah, that's why she's running around the neighborhood, because she got blasted and
no
she's
one
nasty.
wants anything to do with
She
her.
ain't coming in the house for shit.
Yeah.
But yeah,
man.
skunks are gnar, dude.
Dude,
Yeah, they are.
No fun.
Hey, so I got to tell a quick little skunk story. So speaking of my dad and my mom and living over there, when the house was still being built, I don't think I was born yet. I think it was like before my mom was pregnant with me, but right around there. But there was a little hole in their front yard, and there was something moving in it. And my mom, I forget if it was my mom or my dad, but there was little baby skunks in the hole in the front yard. Yeah, and they pulled them out of this hole. 2 of them didn't make it, but the one that we had a pet, my parents had a baby pet skunk.
Yeah.
And it was literally, my mom said it was the coolest little creature ever. Cute, cool. If you really look at a skunk, like if you took
The
away the
babies are
stinky,
cute.
dude, no, listen, if you took away the stink sack, smell, spray, whatever, that shit, I'd get a pet skunk right now.
Yeah.
I had one on my deck the other day, looking through it in the window. They're dope looking. And
Yeah,
Patty
yeah,
makes
they're
friends with
true.
them, and they don't get sprayed anymore because he leaves them alone.
Yeah,
and it just
yeah,
mobs. We have a pet skunk. He steals the dog food.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they love that dog food.
But anyhow, it was they had a pet skunk, and then one day, my mom was at work or some shit, and my dad was there, and his dumbass, dude. Dad, you dumbass, dude. He takes a little he like makes a bigger hole in the nipple of the milk bottle. You know, like, oh, it wasn't getting enough milk. And it fucking drowned. It choked and drowned because
Oh shit.
you're not supposed to do that. It's like a nipple.
Yeah,
Nipples that have like aerated, like,
Yeah, they gotta
breathing.
suck it out of
yeah, they have to suck the
Yeah.
milk out of there. It
Yeah.
comes out of the skin in a weird way, not like
Oh,
a
my.
hole.
Here's
Yeah.
a funny story
man.
about him, and he talked about his dad or his house growing up was always kind of like a barn or whatever. Made me straight think of this shit right here.
Katie Bradeen and her sister know when they would come out to ride horses with my mom.
Oh,
I'd be
dude.
embarrassed when they came over. I'd fucking hide from them and shit.
Yeah, I don't even know why I was at your house, or I think our dads were gone doing something probably,
Yeah.
and so I was at his house chilling.
Flying planes.
Our grandma Lucy's there, right? She was probably taking care of us.
Yeah.
Colin was pretty young still. I don't even know how old we were,
Yeah.
and maybe I was 7th grade or something. But anyways, we're hanging out. It's just this rainiest day and just storming for like several days, if I recall. I don't know. It was fucked up weather. You know what I'm
I got
saying?
pictures of that day of you and me.
And his mom, being this straight animal lover, you know, like crazy animal lover, like he's talking
Oh,
about the
shit.
skunks and
That's a
shit in
good
the
one.
house or whatever. So she's flipping out. They got this horse down here in the
Yeah.
pen down there. It was
Oh,
the first
shit.
horse they had. And
No, there's 2.
I think it was just the one at this point, I feel like. But for some reason, she's flipping out about it being out in the rain, you know, which is natural as a pet owner. You see your pet out in the rain and you're going, oh, man, you feel bad for him. But
I got it. That was
horses
not what it
just
was.
kick it in the fucking rain, you know?
Yeah.
And so, anyways, long story short, she decides she wants to bring the horse up to the house
Well, no, she always did.
and put it in the fucking house.
No. You're wrong. I have to tell you this. So that's not true because the horses, my mom would. So we have the barn and the horse corral down below, and
I
then
think this was pre-barn.
No. I remember this. Are you getting on when it stepped on Grandma's foot?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
So like the horses were always up in the yard. She had a tied to something.
Yeah, they'd
and they'd eat
graze
the
up
grass,
there,
eat
you
the
know,
grass.
or whatever. Yeah.
And this day, the fucking horse came inside the house, all the way inside the house. It wasn't raining. And
No,
it
this
stepped-
day was raining.
Was
I
it?
remember. Oh, it was storming.
Okay.
And I recall your parents arguing over it even, where
Okay.
she was
You
like,
might-
I
you're
want to
right.
bring
I don't
that
know.
horse in. his dad, Uncle Don's going, I don't know.
I just know my
man.
mom never brought the horses
And
inside the house.
So I
It
think
just
it was
came in the house.
Well, at one point it was in the house for a second, and then
It walked into the front through the front.
then
open
they
front
brought
door.
it around, and put it in the garage. So here we
What?
are.
I do not remember
Oh,
this
So a
shit.
straight fucking horse in the garage. You know what I mean? And it's a pretty big garage, kind of an
All
odd
right,
shape.
I
but-
guess I was born in a barn.
And there's this horse in the house and the garage. I don't know. It's back and forth, but regardless, our grandma's there taking care of us. And I think his mom was at work, actually.
She's sitting on a couch, and I remember this
And
part.
She was trying to get around the horse to do something. This thing smashes her foot. She just was wearing a pair of slippers, in the house. Straight full size horse steps back, crushes her foot. So her foot's
Sorry.
fucked up, and so she's all couch bound and trying to take care of us. I'm sure we were just being little hellions, running around and everything. And I'll never forget her. She's just tired of sitting down because her foot's hurt. She's got the thick New York accent. She's just, I'm tired of sitting, damn it, Ryan. She used to call Ryan.
Ron?
And
All right,
he'd
Ron?
get pissed. That's not my name. It's Ryan.
Yeah, I was mad at my grandma for I always did.
Yeah.
Until I got older. It was
But
like,
you did kind of grow up in a barn in all
nah,
reality.
For real. Hey, speaking of shit like that, my mom, she kind of just reminded me of, talking about grandma. And I got to tell you guys the funniest story while it's on my mind. And please forgive me, you guys, because this is fucked up. But I'm just dying laughing about this shit. And you guys are going to laugh too. But some people are going to go, that's fucked up. Anyways, so my mom, I'm in the hospital with her yesterday, and it's getting worse. So, like, I have to feed her. The nurses have to feed her. She can't really, she can a little bit, but she'll spill it, knock it all over her. She can't really feed herself that well. So
Yeah.
when I come, Ashley asked me to come during like dinner time and maybe lunchtime so I could help her with that if I can. And I was feeding my mom. And here we go. I'm going to be an asshole. So my mom's sitting there and I'm feeding her and she's like, I don't want the green beans. I don't want the green beans. I don't want the Dublin's in there trying not to laugh. I got Ocean in the corner just, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm like, Mom. And then, I was like, you don't want the green beans? And she's like, no, I want the green beans. She just messes with everybody. The nurse, she's really messed up.
Yeah,
The dementia's no joke.
Yeah.
But and then just the whole time, like, I'm feeding her green beans and shit. I'm like, she's like, it sounded like a little kid, dude. Just,
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to eat my green beans. I don't want to eat my green beans. And she's eating them, I'm stuffing her mouth. I'm like, Mom, chew up your mouthful before you get another bite. And I'm like, that's what you get, Mom, for sitting me down at the table trying to make me eat those damn vegetables and broccoli and all that shit as a kid.
Coming
And I
full
was-
circle.
I was dying laughing like, well, I'm feeding my mom vegetables and she's telling me, you sound just like a little kid, like Ocean or something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want my green beans.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And there's like, but I had to get like the green beans, the meat, and all the stuff she had there into her because
Yeah.
to feed her these pills, she's got to get like
Oh, yeah.
good news. And
Oh,
she was
yeah.
just fighting it.
Oh, yeah.
It was the funniest shit ever.
Yeah.
Well, commends to you for making it
Oh,
funny.
horrible.
Yeah,
You could have
man.
just been,
Yeah.
you could have
That
just been
stuff-
pissed.
Well-
I don't want, I've been saying it all morning in my head. I don't want my green beans.
That's great. That's great. I'll say it real quick too. How many people I find in my line of work, working at people's houses and things like that, and just being around people. But how many older people get just left out to rot and
Yeah.
die by their kids?
I
man?
thought about
It's
that Happy
crazy,
Gilmore,
you know?
Totally.
I thought about that Happy Gilmore scene when the guy in the home was his
Oh,
name
yeah,
Happy's
yeah,
mom
yeah.
or whatever.
I'll get you a warm glass of shut the hell up, Grandma.
Eat your green beans and shut up.
That's,
Chew those
that's
green
Ben
beans
Stiller,
out.
right?
Yeah. Great Ben Stiller role, yeah.
Eat
But,
your green beans, Mom.
oh, yeah. But it's fucked up how people turn their backs on their parents. And I know that some people may not have had good relationships with their parents growing up and things like that, and maybe they feel that's okay to do that, or maybe they feel
They're
like
just full of resentment.
yeah, I don't know if it's the resentment or I think they just get caught up in their own lives. But I always find with these elderly people that I work with, they're, the kids live in like New York or LA, or they're like far away, and they just like leave them sometimes in their own homes to rot and die, or maybe a convalescent home or something like that, and to kind of turn their back on them. And it's like, dude, they were there for you when you were a little baby and couldn't feed yourself or
Yeah.
take care of yourself, whether they wanted to be or not, they were there. So the least you can do is try to make it somewhat civil
Yeah.
for them at that point in their time, you know. Then you get extreme situations like Ryan's, you know, where you get a parent who gets either super sick or mentally ill or something like that, or dementia or whatever, and you got to really step up and
Put a lot of time in.
It's not just time and effort and energy, but that's really hard on you emotionally. It can be frustrating, you know. Sometimes I know people whose parents have gotten into dementia or Alzheimer's, they get flat out mean, you know.
Yeah. No,
And it's
seriously.
like, dude, you don't, that's, you know, talk about a shitty place to be in. You're trying to take care of your parent and then they're
here.
out of it and they're mean and whatnot.
While we're
you know?
on this topic, man, I just want to say I love you, Auntie. My Aunt Cindy, you know, Cynthia,
Yeah.
Your
yeah,
mom.
mama.
your mama passed.
Yep.
How many years ago now?
Oh man, I don't know. It's pushing probably 8 or 9 now, maybe somewhere around there.
Time freaking flies.
Kind of
man.
feel weird. I don't know, but yeah, somewhere around there. And yeah, it's rough. But
Yeah, Ryan
it's part of
posted
life.
yesterday about all the people that have passed in Nevada County, and that was really touching to see everyone comment.
Oh my God, I
and,
do. I want to do a rest in peace episode,
I kept
and I'm
going
working
in
on it.
mine, and I was kept editing because I wanted to. I was like, oh, I can't leave this person out. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
leave this
yeah,
person
where you
out.
go,
I
it's
think
not
I
done.
spelled this person's
It's not
name
done.
wrong, and
Yeah,
then
yeah. Probably one of the hardest parts about growing up and getting older, other than, you know, seeing yourself age and not being a youthful ball of fire anymore, is the loss, you know?
Yeah.
And not just your parents or the old people that are older generations than you, but our goddamn friends and our peers. And
Yeah.
I mean, you know, people lose their fucking brothers and sisters, and Jesus Christ, you know,
Well, that's just not enough for me, man. I spent many, many nights out on that porch with your mom, just having the best talks ever. I just love her.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom was a great person to go to if you just needed to talk.
Yeah.
She was a good listener. And then the feedback she would give you or something like that was usually always positive. She usually supported whatever you were kind of trying to really.
She was a
wanna
badass,
do.
dude.
So
She was no
good at
joke
that.
either.
Yeah.
She was a strong woman for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and
yeah.
shouts out to my uncle Rick Lansing, man. I love you.
Oh, the
You're-
angel in
he's
disguise.
The angel. No disguise. You know who he reminds me of?
Huh.
Elvis.
Really?
He reminds me of Elvis.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
He's a big Elvis fan.
Yeah. Is he?
Yeah. Yeah.
What
yeah.
a trip.
Yeah. No, that man is the closest thing to a living, walking angel that I've experienced in my life.
wow.
I mean, he is just the most nicest, sincere dude. He's a little, you know, he's into religion and stuff like that, so he's kind of got that aspect going for him. And he's just amazing, you know.
Amazing.
And now that my mom's gone, he's just now retired, so he's starting to get into, you know, the volunteering and
You know, speaking
church
of that,
stuff.
I
And
always
he's just great for all that kind of stuff, you know.
You know, I was really big when I hated that my parents divorced, and I've always hated the idea of a stepmom or a stepdad. But I have to say, in my beginning years, that was the first person that I knew. And you've had many talks with me, cuz, about this with, like, you know, Sean or Ashley back in the day when I struggled with all that too.
Yeah.
But like, you know, he's the stepdad hero, super stepdad. Like that was a great.
Oh yeah. I was completely blessed on this planet with the opportunity to have 4 parents.
Mm-hmm.
As fucked up it is for your parents to separate. First of all, my parents should have, I don't know how I was made. They had no business being together in all reality.
That's
you know
some
what I
real
mean?
shit.
But
They hated each other.
Their significant others became just some of the most amazing and influential people in my life. You know, I have learned so much.
Your dad actually told me the beginning of when you and your mom, when your dad and your mom loved each other.
Yeah, sure. But I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't for my step parents. You know what I mean? Like my stepmom, I love her to death. She is so amazing. She's huge in my life.
Oh,
You know what I
Kathy.
mean?
Yeah.
She is huge
Shouts
in my
out to
life.
Kathy.
Shouts out to Kathy, my stepmom. She's just amazing
She
woman
is.
and just so cool. And she's
love you,
there for
Kathy.
me and my family and my daughter so much. It's insane, you know? And she's always been there for me too, growing up. And same with my
Totally.
stepdad, man. There was times where he was working 2 jobs
Yeah.
to support me and my mom. And so I could maybe get a little pair of Air Jordans once in a while or
Yeah.
some bullshit I thought I needed back then, you know, and keep a roof over our heads, you know, and just bless him for that. You know, he didn't have to do that. He didn't make me, you know, that was a choice he made.
Totally.
And he was there. I'm going to hang out with him later tonight, watch some football, actually.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that.
Hey, give him a hug for me, man. I got to see him.
I will. He's doing great. Doing great.
Hey, Nate. So earlier we were talking before we hopped on the podcast, and it will lead to another topic I want to talk about, but more of your history. Like, so like when your parents came up here and bought that house, before then they lived up in North San.
Well, yeah, we moved up here to move to Ananda, and this was before I was born, out on Tyler Foot Road.
What is that all about up there? I don't know. I don't want to sound ignorant or whatever. Like, I don't know much about Ananda.
That's a question a lot of people ask.
No, so I got opinions about that for sure. So definitely take it with a grain of salt because it's all my opinion, based from experience for sure. So I was born out there, and I lived out there until I was about 2 years old. And then my parents realized it wasn't the greatest thing.
Yeah.
But so a little backstory on Ananda. It was started by a guy named Donald Walters, and he was the vice president of an organization called Self-Realization Fellowship, and that was started by Paramahansa Yogananda in 1920. He came from India to the United States to spread the message of yoga, like spiritual yoga, and was a super cool dude.
Isn't he buried out there in the temple?
No.
Is that the dude that's buried out there in the temple?
I'm not sure who's buried out there, because this guy, so ended up becoming the vice president of that original organization, and then got kicked out for being a megalomaniac, in my opinion. And he wanted to start all sorts of different organizations in India. And after he got kicked out, he bought the property out on the ridge and started Ananda, which was an offshoot.
I wonder how many acres that is too. I don't know the
because that's a part of history around here too.
400 maybe.
Maybe 1,000.
1,000 acres.
I mean, it's huge. Now that I go out there for work, I don't even know, man. They'll take me on some of these little roads out and you're just like, whoa, this is huge.
And just to be clear, I have tons of family, friends that still live out there, and everyone who lives there is amazing. But the leader, Kriyananda, got in trouble for sex crimes and copyright infringement.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, no.
And
that put a bad name on something that could have a lot of good then, too.
Yeah. So he claimed to be a spiritually enlightened, which he may have been, spiritually enlightened, basically Swami, and Swamis don't have sex. They're celibate. They're like priests. But he ended up having numerous women. He settled with numerous women.
Yeah.
And then he left the country because the FBI wanted to talk to him.
Oh.
So he left the country for the rest of his life and started Ananda Assisi in Assisi, Italy, which was where like St. Francis was from.
Is that the first one?
The first
Ananda?
The first Ananda, yes, is in North.
Does Ananda mean?
It is in North San Juan.
Yeah, does Ananda mean something? Is that stand for something?
Yeah, Ananda just means bliss.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. And I have to say real quick, as far as Ananda goes and back to the property out there, one of the most beautiful areas of land this county has.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I don't know if you,
See,
you grew up there, so you probably know. There's this
historical shit.
You go up this one little main kind of road away from the market and all that little village center. Then you kind of go up this thing, and there's a spot where it comes up to this crest on this like ridge, right?
Yeah.
And this way faces east, this way faces west. So, and there's these benches facing outward. So you can go there in the morning and watch the sunrise over here.
Oh, I love that.
You can come back in the night.
That's really close to where my
evening.
house was.
Okay, and then sit on the other side and watch the sun go down. I've never seen the sun rise there, but I have seen it go down over there before, and it was just mystical. You know what I mean?
And then
it's crazy.
My dad was involved in the Builders Guild, which was
the
like
Ananda's Builders Guild. Yeah,
and then once we left Ananda after a couple of years, he went and actually started Jada with Jada Byers.
This is amazing.
Okay.
So
say that again.
So my dad started Sierra Windows. At the time, it was called Sierra Doors and Windows.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yep.
And they had a property way out at the end of Tyler Foot Road up towards Cruz on Grade. And they ran their whole operation on this giant diesel generator. And I remember being a small kid going out there, and Jada's house was right next door. And Aaron was probably close to you. I mean, he's close to your age.
Yeah.
You're a little bit older, but
Yeah. He's older than me,
And
for
Chris,
sure.
I mean, Crystal's a little younger.
Shouts out to
daughter.
Aaron and Jada. I love those guys.
Yeah. So then,
Sorry about, real quick. I'm embarrassed, but I love you guys all there. There's no hard feelings. I know you had to do what you had to do. I got rid of that bully for you. Don't trip. Keep
yeah.
going, bro.
So so my dad started that. My dad was a co-owner of the original Sierra Doors and Windows, and then my dad had health issues in the 90s. He had a massive heart attack and a quadruple bypass.
Oh, Jesus.
And at the time, so he sold his stake to Jada and started his own company for a couple of years in our basement, and then he went back to Jada a couple of years later, and this was when they were out still on the ridge. And then they eventually moved to North Bloomfield at the old nail factory.
The old nail factory, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then eventually they migrated up to Loma Rica and now over by
Whispering Pines.
and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So my dad's been
They're
there
blowing up, dude.
basically
It's
the
a
whole
huge
time.
company here.
Oh, I love
Right?
them.
Yeah.
I love that place. I love Jada. Yeah, Jada Windows is probably one of the best places I've ever worked. And still to this day, other than Hubert Burke, Aaron is probably my favorite boss. I know
Nice.
that I've had other bosses that are amazing too, but
Yeah.
he's a great guy.
So if it wasn't for Ananda, my dad never would have met Jada.
Okay, trippy.
And
How many
Jada
years
wasn't
ago?
involved with Ananda, but he was living out on the ridge.
Yeah,
back
yeah.
The
There.
Ridge Boys.
Yeah. This was probably 1980.
Yeah, those
Eight.
boys are the complete opposite of
Yeah,
Nanda.
Yep.
And I am still I still subscribe and believe all the Yogananda stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I think I have, a big problem with someone who bastardized that, in my opinion, and abused women.
Yeah. Well,
But-
back in that
You know what?
60s,
Good for you. That's a
70s.
good part of history that I didn't expect to come on. Keep your train of thought, because that's so big, dude.
Yeah, I love Yogananda. And there's also Self-Realization Fellowship has a meditation group.
Yeah, you're kind of
in
helping out.
town.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so go
Thanks.
there if you want some real Yogananda.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
thanks for
Yeah.
shedding light on that, Nate, because that I guarantee there's so many people that want the voice to say some stuff like that
Yeah.
that didn't get a chance to.
Yeah. Well,
And once again, I love those people out there, and I just have a problem with that one leader. And
yeah.
all those people are awesome, peaceful.
Huh?
And we also both love Yogananda, so it's all good, man.
people get in a position of power and
Does
they
yoga-
get kooky.
Does anything to do with yoga have to? I'm really ignorant to all that. Like yoga, like this.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
like a
part of
part of
it?
their life.
Oh,
in
it is.
in the
Okay.
Hindu belief, yoga just means being in tune with God.
Gotcha.
But then there's a special subset of yoga, which is hatha yoga, and that is the movement of body to prepare yourself for meditation and be all your body.
Dude, I want to
Yeah.
get into it.
I gotta get into it.
I want to
man.
get into it. I
At
don't
my
care
age
anymore. I
now,
sounded silly
yeah,
to me
no,
before, but
yeah.
I need to stretch.
yeah,
it's all
no.
about relaxing,
Yeah.
In our
stretching.
culture, yoga, the
Yeah.
word yoga became hatha yoga, synonymous with hatha yoga. But in India, the word yoga means just one with God.
Okay,
or
yeah.
practicing. to
Yeah.
be one with
Interesting.
God.
I've seen that shit save people I know, physically
Oh,
that
yeah.
were hurt
yeah.
or fucked up or
For
getting
sure.
older or whatever. And then you get into that and it was like, whoa, dude, all of a sudden you got tuned up and
Yeah.
lost some weight and are all flexible and everything now. And
Yeah.
you're doing good with that. And then you see the results of it. And then, like Ryan said, I always used to kind of laugh about it. Now here I am at my age doing construction all these years and stuff. I'm like, damn, I need to get in some yoga, bro.
Yeah. Dude, it's important to stretch.
Yeah. Well, and I think that, like you said too, about the spiritual side of it, probably starts to become part of that too,
Yeah.
so
And
all
if
the
your
breathing
if your
and
body
everything.
doesn't hurt and you breathe well, you can not think about your body as much.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind of common sense. I
It's
guess.
crazy too, in that you were talking about the guy from the Ananda kind of abusing his privilege and whatnot of power or whatnot. But it's crazy, these stories I hear too of back in that 60s, 70s time era where these dudes
Oh,
would
there's
start
so
these little
many.
cultish type organization things, and then they
Rajneesh.
ended up just being pervs,
Yeah.
and we're just all of a sudden you hear these stories and you're going, what the hell, this dude had 20 chicks out at his property out there and some of them were
100 Rolls
underage.
Royces.
and he's just doing whatever he wants out there, just brainwashing and manipulating these young people or young ladies or whatnot, and it's just like, whoa, that's crazy.
They're still some of my favorite Netflix documentaries, though.
Oh, okay.
I love watching those.
Okay, yeah,
like
yeah.
there's a Wild Wild Country. If you guys haven't seen that,
I haven't seen that. No,
This one of those dudes made a crazy town in Oregon, like way out in eastern Oregon.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And eventually got chased out of the country by the FBI.
Okay, yeah.
That's a really, really awesome documentary.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But yeah, there's a whole slew of them.
Yeah. Because with the Ananda thing too, you got to get like accepted in there. You can't just move there.
No.
Like you got to check all the boxes first, and then they got to be like, yeah, you're cool enough to join and be a part of the thing.
Yeah.
And you got to donate so much time and energy and money.
Yeah,
like,
when
it's
we
all
bought
part
a
of
house there, it was a good real estate environment, and then my parents realized it wasn't for them, and they sold the house at a loss.
Oh, really?
And,
Yeah.
it was
Well,
this
back
whole
then
thing.
that was like hella far out there in the cutty and whatnot.
And luckily, my dad was able to work out there on the ridge, so that was helpful. But yeah, my mom was working and as a barista at Flower Garden, so like she would have to commute there all the time.
Oh, wow, yeah. That's a hell of a commute. Anybody that's done that knows that drive out to the ridge, man, is no joke.
I remember running out of gas in our big old Suburban, like on the grade back up to Nevada City and getting a ride into town as a little kid. Nice.
Totally. Shit, I just was in Downeyville yesterday doing a job out there and was out there all day, and then I driving home at like 7:30 at night. It's dark. It was like 39 degrees, and I'm just thinking to myself going, oh man, hopefully I don't break down or blow a tire or something out here. It's just dark and there's nowhere to pull off and nobody out there at night.
No.
You know what I mean? I think I passed like one car the whole way. I did see a bear actually ran up from me. And then I saw the biggest bat I've ever seen last night. This thing, I almost hit it with my windshield. I swear it looked over. We like looked each other in the eye, but its wingspan and its body was huge for a bat. Normally they're pretty small, like a little mouse or something.
Totally.
This thing was like a size of like a guinea pig. I swear it looked like, and its wings were huge. Yeah, that was above Camptonville, between Downeyville and Camptonville, actually. So who knows out there,
dude?
I love that area. It is. It's so beautiful, man.
Have you ever taken Hennis Pass Road?
No, where's that?
It goes from Camptonville up to Jackson Meadows.
Okay, yeah.
Up on the ridge there, in
uh-huh.
between. I guess it'd be the North Fork and the Middle Fork.
Okay, yeah. And you take the Pike Allegheny Road to get that?
Yeah, you can get to it there, but then you can also get to it, I think, from out of Camptonville, potentially.
Yeah. Just
And
a crazy note on where we live and this areas around Grass Valley. It was like one time we loaded up our snowmobiles, went up to Camptonville, and my buddy's like, we're just going to go snowmobiling at this place. And it's not, it's not too far outside of North San Juan. And I'm like, what, motherfucker? There's no snow up there. It's raining. And it was literally raining while we get up there. And we turn onto that Pike Allegheny Road there. And I had really never been out that way. And we just go straight uphill for days.
Yeah.
It was like little Mikey lived out there back in the day.
Yeah, it was Bobby.
And Bobby and whatnot. And then so
Chris,
like, sure enough, you start seeing a little snow on the side of the road. And
Chris, Rainville, and but anyway,
you start seeing more like all of a sudden you're in like the higher elevation, like the Sierras, and then shit, you're not there enough. There's like 3 feet of
like
snow
the Big Island on Hawaii, dude. You go to the top of the Big Island, there's snow, dude. You can snowboard up there
you go
in
up
Hawaii.
the mountain, and that's just a whole different
some
thing.
people didn't know that, huh?
oh
No,
little
definitely.
fact.
But yeah, little things like that for living in Nevada County and Grass Valley, it was like, here we are I guess it was probably about 30 or 40 minutes outside of town in all reality. But there we were, we launched our snowmobiles and ripped around all day. It was not the best place to ride, but so it was so weird
That's
how
so
we were
crazy.
just like, wow. And then coming home, same thing. You just come right back down the hill, boom, all of a sudden you're back in the rain and back into normal. It was like, wow, what a trip. But that road out there, that Pike Allegheny thing,
So
is a trip,
beautiful.
man. That's where the old mine is out
What
there.
about going towards
The
Downeyville,
16 to 1.
16 to 1? Yeah.
My buddy's dad used to work there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's good. I mean, you want to talk about history of Grass Valley? This is a mining town.
That's Ryan
And,
Haley's dad too. I think might even still work there.
Oh, really?
Where is
Yeah,
this?
Crazy. Yeah.
16 to 1 mine, like out of
in Allegheny. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
talk about that. Here, wait, hold on.
Yeah. I think it was. I think it was one of the last active gold mines in our area, I
Yeah.
want to say, and I could be wrong on that. So if someone wants to
it looks
correct me, go ahead.
a little more torn up.
If not still active.
I think it's still
Yeah.
active. I don't know if they mine for a lot of gold in there because, you know, everyone thinks that they were mining for gold in around here, in which they were. But if you look at the history stats over there at the Empire Mine, they sold way more silver, copper, and other heavy metals than gold necessarily. You know?
Interesting.
So really, they were just mining the shit out of anything they could up here. You know what I mean? It wasn't just gold.
Yeah.
The gold ran out pretty quick. I
Like
think,
we
to a
said in
certain
the
degree.
first or second episode, they found a big old diamond in
Well,
French Corral at one point.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, is
Well-
that true, or is that just a
Well,
French Corral story?
yeah.
We talked about that. Let's try and tackle something new. Like, for example, we brought up Errol McBoyle, and you were just talking about gold running out. Like, we don't want them to destroy our town, but we didn't run out of no gold, But I'll tell you what, though.
Well, yeah. They scratched
Ashley-
the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Ashley coming on, and I was dropping Dublin my son off last night, and she just bought the new book. You're gonna be stoked, Nate.
Oh, nice.
It's called McBoyle's Gold.
Nice.
Here, look, I'll show you a picture of it.
I think I
Anyway-
saw that, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, well, we're gonna get into that guy.
And my new book on Lake Olympia and Glen Book.
Yes,
Oh,
we're
I,
gonna get into
I
that.
love
And-
the Lake Olympia
So,
history. Is so
Ladies
cool,
and
dude.
gentlemen, we're doing a little more better research for you before we just blab out. So Nate's doing
I'm
some.
excited too because they just
Yeah.
came out with this book last year and we all have the wrong idea and the wrong story about Lake Olympia.
Oh, really?
Oh, we're gonna
Most
get
of
into
us.
it, dude.
Really?
Yeah, so stay
I'm
tuned.
looking forward to that.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
mostly correct.
Stay
Okay,
tuned for the Lake Olympia episode, and then Lyman Gilmore, the guy, not the school, because
Yep.
that was like really going to be deep.
Yep.
We're going to do some more research, and then this Errol McBoyle guy, he's no joke. He built the airport, and he was flying all this gold down to San Francisco. Like he was I think he
Yeah.
built the hospital. What?
I think he was in the process of building the hospital, then World War II happened and it kind of fell through, but that is now what is the Lytton building.
Which is
The Lytton building.
that was going to be the hospital. And
Yeah.
what happened actually was what I was told is that during World War II, they changed a bunch of laws and regulations on hospital stuff. Like, I don't think it was super regulated prior to that, but with World War II, we had so much tragedy and injury and death. It kind of metamorphosized the whole medical industry too.
Oh, wow.
And so, anyways, when they built the Lytton building, the hallways weren't wide enough to meet the criteria of a hospital
Crazy.
regulation because they got to be able to get 2 gurneys through
Mhm.
there plus a person or
Yeah.
equipment or whatever it was. And they just built it, probably has like 3-foot hallways or something like
Loving
standard
this.
edition. And so they put all that money and information into that building, and then it kind of went dormant during the war. And then after that was over, they were like, well, we can't use this, so we got to just start over. And that's when they built Sierra Nevada.
Crazy.
Yeah.
How do you like that, ladies and gentlemen?
And then I guess the
Yeah.
Lyttons bought that property.
Yeah, they must have
maybe.
bought. Maybe they owned it prior.
And,
I don't know. You know
so
how
that-
they got it.
So
Shout
that
out Jeff Lytton.
Yeah.
Well, this is how important it is. I was born in that hospital.
There you go.
Same
There you go.
here.
Yeah, I unfortunately was not, but
Where were you born?
I was born in Santa Clara, and then
Santa
came
Clara?
up here at like 2 years old or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, Santa Clara.
49ers.
Yeah,
Santa Clara 49ers.
the Santa Clara
What's up,
49ers. I know.
Okay,
Right?
let's just
Fine
get
with
into this because real quick, all of it's good because
Let's talk some football.
so I do. I got to tell a story about the last battle of the Bay versus the
man.
49ers and the Raiders. Me and my cousin went to this game together, and he's a Raiders fan. Hey,
Hardcore Raider Nation.
I'm not hating. No, yeah, I'm not hating on it. Nick told me one day, my cousin stood up to me like a man, and he explained why he's a Raiders fan instead of a 49er fan, like all of our family.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one that's
All
a
of
Raiders.
our family is
Oh,
49ers.
that's crazy.
No, listen.
Wow.
I'm the
gonna
black sheep.
Yeah,
I am
literally.
going to let him tell the story because this is some beautiful history about the Raiders, the Oakland Raiders, and the people behind it, which Nick will explain. But, yeah, man, we went to this battle of the last battle of the Bay.
In the Oakland Coliseum.
When
in
was this?
The Oakland Coliseum.
5 years ago or something?
No, it's probably 10.
Kaepernick
now.
fucking choked, dude, and we
Yeah.
lost. And I'm
Yep.
glad we lost because we wouldn't have made it out of that fucking Coliseum. Excuse
You
my
wouldn't
language.
have made it out.
Yeah, I was wearing my gold. I was all decked out.
Oh, we were
Dude,
both fully
what were you
decked
thinking?
out.
He had skulls hanging off of him. And
Oh, we were full. I had some cool pictures when I used to be on Facebook. that were memories, saved on
You
there.
don't have, yeah, we got to find
And
those
then when I
pictures.
shut my Facebook down and then I reopened, I lost all that old stuff. I don't actually have
man.
like physical pictures of it or saved on my computer or anything like that. But I had a couple of good pictures I got of you and I waiting in line before we were going in, and it was cool.
Dude, I got to have those.
You're all Ninered out, I'm all Raidered out, and just it was a great time. It was a great time. It was cool. It didn't rain on us too. It was like kind of cloudy, and there was a chance of rain, and I was like,
let me tell you something.
I don't want to sit through a football game in the rain.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
seriously.
Other than when I've been in prison and seen all kinds of, I'll get into that one day, some crazy stories about what I've seen.
Yeah.
But that was one of the most thugged out, and I'm talking like a super thug concert, dude. Like,
Oh yeah.
those Raider fans, dude, in Oakland, East Oakland.
Oh man, it's
nuts.
it's the Raider Nation is just if you're part of it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's connected
nothing
to
but
so
love,
much
you know what I
shit.
mean? And I'm sure it's like that with any football game or football team when you go to their stadium and their tailgating and their parties. It's all kind of a similar thing.
But you
Some,
got to
some
admit,
games are a little more intense than
But
others.
the Raider Nation is just fully committed. Like right now is a prime example of like if you're a real Raiders fan, you're going, fuck, this year sucks. You know what I mean? What a joke and so on and so forth. But you're
But
not
you're
going to
still
burn
loyal.
you're not going to burn your hat or your jerseys or shit like that. And I'm not joking. I've seen a 49ers fan burn his fucking hat because you guys lost it was a playoff game, I think, or something like that. And it was a rough game where they didn't play good and there were some errors and mistakes and some penalties. And one of my buddies, I won't say his name, but he was fucking pissed and he went out, threw his hat down and burned the fucking thing, And I was just like, whoa,
I
that's
threw Kaepernick's jersey in the trash.
well, that might not have been a bad idea, but yeah, the Battle of the Bay game, man, was great.
I broke my
had
TV.
good seats.
Ashley, that was one of the days when Ashley, this and that, we started falling. I took the whole tray that she made of hors d'oeuvres. It was the Super Bowl, and Kaepernick, I guess, choked, and I took all the hors d'oeuvres off the table and threw them right into Mill Street, right by the bargain barn where we lived next door. Just dumped everything out in the road, threw Kaepernick's jersey in the trash, and took the remote and shattered my big flat screen TV.
And throwing a fit.
Yeah,
Throwing a fit.
Ashley, why did you
No,
not?
no.
record
She
that?
left. She left. I kicked her and the kids out. Like Orlando and Dublin. Dublin was just a baby.
Yeah, he was.
And I was like, you guys just get out of here, dude.
You wonder why Dub takes football so seriously.
Oh yeah. Well, it's been a big part of our lives growing up too. Like I said, our
Hey,
Niners
stop.
always. But
No, we cannot be taking games like that seriously. My kid, speaking of Dublin, he's a football player. He's at NU playing football, and we got to have good attitudes. Hey, the other day, for example, this kid got hurt from the other team, and it was beautiful to see all the coaches and all the teams and everybody stop and pray for this kid on the other team, man. It was beautiful. It's not about Raiders, Niners, this and that. It's football. Don't get it messed up. I've been that way before.
yeah, well, and that's why it's like, you get sports is extremely
And that
competitive,
turns
and I
people
love
off
that.
to the sports after that.
It builds up an energy, and that if you're not into sports and you're not into competition, then whatever. It's not
What
your thing. But
girlfriend or
it's
wife
so
wants
fun.
to be around all that shit over a game and you're freaking out and
Well,
making
that's
the
why you
kids scared or
can't.
something?
You can't get to that level. And when these fans have fights in the stands, and like I've been at a Raiders game. It was against the Chargers one time, and Raiders weren't doing that good that year. This is back when they had a absolute joke named Jamarcus Russell. I don't know if you remember him. Horrible quarterback. But anyways, it was during that time era, and so we're at the game. It's a bunch of people I knew at the time. We all took this big bus down there and like chartered this whole event. It was just amazing. But anyways, where we were sitting, these Charger fans were right in front of us, and you could have easily hated them. They could easily hated us or whatever, but we were totally cool the whole time. And it was like, we had such fun with them. They'd score a touchdown and they'd look at us and be, oh yeah. And we were like,
dude,
we're going to get you
totally.
back. Then we'd score. And it was like, it was all in good fun. And, we were kind of, whatever, but no one fought. No one got out of control. They won, beat the shit out of the Raiders actually. And, we high-fived the guys at the end and we're like, good game, man. You guys whooped our ass and this and that, but we still walked away.
Some of the The most serious shit I've seen is English football in England.
Oh, really?
Those guys
So is
that's
that
full
like
on mob
rugby
shit.
they're
or,
just so what
or
they're
soccer?
yeah, soccer.
Okay. Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
dude.
American. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
it's the
wait,
most
exactly.
bloodiest,
what kind of
brutal
football?
brawls ever.
Dude,
Oh,
yeah.
that shit's gnarly.
And just
dude.
watching those guys in the pub on game day. It's
Oh yeah, I was watching
And they
some
can all fight.
Oh,
they can.
and those dudes,
all
you want
fight.
to talk
Trust
about
and believe they
physical
can all fight.
endurance and being in shape. Like, holy fuck, those soccer dudes. That, like, the last soccer game I caught, I don't watch much of it, but it was like they zoomed out and the field was so huge compared to a football game.
Dude, and they're running
or
the whole
American
time.
football.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like, I was just tripping. Oh, and they're just running back and forth all around. They don't take a lot of breaks. There
No,
not like
it's crazy.
a snap break in between and this and
So
that, blah,
gnarly.
blah. Yeah, those dudes are burly as hell and they do their thing.
Did you guys ever play Gold Country soccer?
No.
No.
I was never a soccer kid. Never
Yeah.
once. Never. I don't know. We didn't have a lot of good soccer programs, I think, when we were kids up here in Grass Valley.
Yeah.
It was just like Little League baseball and junior minor football, and that was pretty much it.
Did you play Little League?
I did play Little League, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, several years of Little League.
I did
Yeah.
T-ball, but then I was like, I'm not very good at this. It's
Yeah,
not my
yeah.
thing.
I think I made it into 1 year of the majors, and that was
Okay.
where you had to like try
Yeah.
out,
No.
and I think I barely made it, if at all. I don't even know how I made it, really, looking back on it. And,
Yeah.
and then I did one season of that, and I was like, whoa, these kids are so good. I remember Donovan was into that. He was hella good, always at baseball, and whatnot. But that was when that as a boy growing up, that was when everyone started to kind of hit
Shouts out to
puberty and
Donovan.
whatnot,
Yeah,
and
dude.
so it's the whole youth sport thing changes once puberty hits.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
half the kids are just getting hella tall and big and getting stronger. The other half of the kids are still behind the cusp a little bit. And so if you're caught in the middle of that, you don't really know where to stand, and it's a trip.
Yeah, like Dub said it's going to be interesting next year because they don't have, I think they don't have enough players for varsity football.
Oh,
so
really?
they're going to be
Yeah.
bringing up
Junior varsity.
junior varsity
yeah,
kids
that
into
happens.
varsity.
That
So it
happens,
should
dude.
be
Yeah. Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
so
totally.
proud of Dublin, man. He is
Yeah,
such a
man.
beast.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He's hella good.
Yeah,
dude.
that's great.
Good.
That's great. Yeah. No, but they, and then you get into the puberty side of it all and that whole thing.
Oh
And,
man,
and
he stinks.
you talk, well,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
them
he
dirty,
stinks.
stinky boys. But
Oh, dude, I had to roll down the windows and I was cold too. It was like, dude, you go take a shower right now. Like I told him,
Yeah.
I told his mom, turn his internet off. And she was like, all right, yep.
Yeah.
I told him,
You
I was like,
gotta
no,
bathe.
you don't listen to you.
Stinky socks.
Turn off his damn internet
Yeah.
and all of his games, everything until he showers.
Yeah. Back to football. You know who Devontae Adams is, right?
Oh yeah, on the Raiders.
He'll be, and he's on the Rams. He was on the Packers forever. He'll be a Hall of Famer.
Oh, he's on the
wide
Rams
receiver.
now?
Yeah, he's on the Rams now.
Oh.
And
He got hurt, didn't he, last game?
maybe, yeah. But I was watching him on a podcast actually,
Mhm.
and he was telling the story about how he was actually been a basketball player his whole life. That's like what he was supposed to
Well,
do,
'cause
not
he-
football, basketball. And,
Isn't he on a Netflix documentary too with all the other guys like George Kittle? I think
he
Devontae
might-
Adams
yeah,
is on that
oh,
Netflix.
the wide receiver,
The
thing.
wide receiver thing, yeah. He
Well, he's
tells it. He
great.
talks about that on
He's
that.
legendary. But yeah, so he was supposed to be a basketball player and this and that, and he said that in summer vacation between, and I might be wrong on this, it was either between 7th and 8th grade or 8th grade and freshman year, he grew 8 inches.
Oh my God.
So he comes back to school for basketball and they're like, you're the head star, dude. You're taller than everybody in the whole school and this and that. He was like hella tall and just Mr. Basketball, never grew another inch. That was
It
it.
was just, yeah.
So he got to college and he was struggling in basketball and his like counselor was like, you're fast, like maybe you should try to play football, and he was like, no, I like basketball, and that's what he wanted to do as a passion.
Yeah.
And then he ended up I can't remember if he didn't make the team or they cut him from the team or something like that. So he went down football and then here he is now going to be a Hall of Famer,
Dude.
legendary wide receiver, you know what I mean? Who
That's
kind of just
crazy.
stumbled into football almost because he
Yeah.
wasn't tall enough to play basketball anymore. But you think about that and it reminds me back when I was a kid and at that age. And I remember when this tall motherfucker right here, Ryan, just all of a sudden, like, I'm the oldest of all of us cousins
Yeah.
and siblings, right? So there was a good many years where I was older and bigger and maybe stronger and smarter. And so when we would have wrestling matches and shit in the living room with all of us kids,
He'd
it was
whoop
like
us.
I'd just throw them around and do whatever, and then it was like all of a sudden 1 year, like Ryan got hella big. And then like a little while after that, all of a sudden Colin got hella big.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh,
now
shit.
Colin could beat my ass if
Oh, man.
he's mad enough.
Colin and him and Clinton, those guys are our little brothers generation in class. Like those
They're
dudes,
tough.
man, they are tougher than shit. And we used to beat
yeah.
the fuck out of them all the time.
Dude.
And definitely promoted some of that stuff. But then it was like all of a sudden they got big and grew up, and we were like,
Do you remember?
"Woo."
Do you
Same
remember?
with Dublin too. I mean, it was like I didn't see him for maybe like
I know he spurt.
4 or
Dude.
5 months, maybe I want to say. And then I came over here and saw him, and I was like, holy shit!
should
I
see him
think in
now.
the last 6 months, he's
No, you
grown
should see him
6
now.
It was all deep. You know?
Hey, so
I was like,
just,
whoa.
we're going to a 49er game on the 14th.
Heck
yeah,
we are.
Nice.
Ashley bought him tickets for Christmas.
Okay, cool.
So, anyways, what was I? Oh, so anyways, he wants the whatchamacallit jersey, the new jersey. I got 2 of them.
What's the New Jersey?
Okay, well, anyways, it's black, red, and gold. They're dope. I got 2 of them. I got a George Kittle one and a Christian McCaffrey one, and we're driving, and he's like wants one. They're expensive, and I'm like, before Christmas and all that, and I'm broke as hell right now. I'm struggling, and I'm trying to like sell this and that, my dirt bike, blah blah blah. Anyhow, I was like, a couple seconds went by, and I was like, wait a minute, you can have one of my. They're brand new, but I was like, you're this. Look at you, and I just looked
you
at
can
him.
fit in my
I was like,
jersey.
you're the same height and pretty much
Yeah.
almost as me. You can.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, whatever one you want, Kittle or McCaffrey.
Yeah.
So now he's got one.
There you
You
go.
take Kittle.
You can. I have a 49er jersey for you that's actually your size that you could probably fit.
All right. I'll buy one at the
yeah,
game also.
yeah. You would get one. I know you said you wanted to buy your own, but
That's
you
a good
can-
question, though.
you
What
got
did he
one.
pick? Did he pick McCaffrey or did he pick Kittle? Both are badasses.
Yeah.
No, he wants a Fred Warner jersey.
yeah.
Okay.
I do too. I want every jersey they got.
Well, of
Straight up.
course.
I love all the players. I love my team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are going to the game then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the Titan game.
Oh, okay.
Coming up.
Oh,
Yeah,
they'll
home.
smoke the Titans.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be awesome. It's
Oh,
my
Although
first
I've
game.
never been.
First
really?
NFL game.
Oh, bro,
Dude,
high
I'm
five right
so
here, dude.
stoked.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Been to a
And
million
to anybody
baseball games,
listening,
but-
even if you aren't huge into football, go to a fucking football game.
yeah, man.
They are just an experience that you won't ever forget. Even if
Yeah.
the team loses, that
There's a
you
lot
root
of
for, it doesn't
energy.
matter.
There's a
so
lot.
much
It's like
energy.
remember what is the whole Roman or the Greek? Help me, man. The whole cathedral with the
Forum.
lions.
Oh,
when
the Coliseum.
the
Oh
Colosseum.
yeah. Oh, it
Okay.
dates back to that shit right
Yeah,
there.
it does, for
Gladiators,
sure.
you know what I mean?
Gladiators
But-
and Colosseum, and it does. And then when you get there, now listen, it's not the same, but you get there and you imagine just all the energy. We're back to back, sitting so close to each other in these seats, and it's full, and it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
so much energy there
Yeah.
and excitement, and you can feel
Yeah.
the energy, like you're connected
Yep.
to something big.
Yep. And take the time and take the money to get the tailgate pass.
Okay.
And get there early and set up your little area and fucking tailgate, hang out. Because let me just tell you right now, in my opinion, all the football games I've
Best
been to,
thing ever, and we're gonna do that this
The-
time for
the
the first
tail-
time.
yeah.
I've never done that yet.
yeah,
I've never
really?
tailgate part. We're doing that. We're going.
Dude,
We're gonna
yeah.
do that.
Oh man, that's like
I got a tailgate.
that's like I don't know if it's the
Chairs,
funnest part
everything.
about it, but
Yeah.
it's the happiest part about
Well,
it.
we
you
don't
know
have
what I
to
mean? Like,
bring food though, because everybody's barbecuing and
Oh,
selling these dogs and
dude.
burgers
Yeah.
and this and that.
Bro, I went to this one Raider game one time and we were tailgating. We had our spot all set up and whatnot. And the guy directly across from us pulls up in this like badass SUV, pops the fucking hatch. TV comes down. We're watching all these highlights and stuff while we're out in the parking lot. And then he pulls this thing out. He had like a wood fired pizza oven. He just starts making pizzas. And like giving them out.
That's
like
so
just
rad.
there was, he
I
wasn't
know.
selling them. It was just, who wants some pizza? Come on over. He had
Dude.
just like a little setup out there. And then so
There's
then we
some
started.
cool artwork too that this Mexican guy had, like the most beautiful handcrafted shit there, dude, with 49ers in it, like I made it into like roses and dude,
Yeah.
you could
Was he
grab
selling
something
them or
cool.
what?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
there- no,
yeah.
I'm just saying there's beautiful artwork
Oh,
down
yeah.
there.
Well, we went like a block. I call it like a block, down from where we were tailgating. And here was this setup that was just outlandish. I mean, I'm talking like 10 easy ups in a row,
Yep.
taking up
crazy.
this whole area. And they
Hella
had so
shit.
much food. And then there was all these soldiers there.
Whoa.
Navy, sailors, there was
Salute to
Marines.
service.
And
Nice.
and it wasn't a salute to service game per se, but there was just
They
all
all
this
are, aren't
military
they?
personnel, and they were just feeding everybody. Anybody could walk up to this thing. It was like a buffet, dude. They
That's
had
awesome.
just ribs. I mean, full barbecue. You know what I mean? And we had already eaten at our little spot because we came prepared with our own barbecue and whatnot. but I was like bummed that we ate our little shitty hamburgers we brought or whatever they were. I rolled down the block into the thing. These guys just had
food
it.
everywhere.
Oh man, like I said, wood-fired pizzas, this and that. It's just insane. It's so much fun, and it's such a big part of the game, And
I don't know if you ever
gotta
finished your story of why you're a Raiders fan.
Oh, shouts out to Chris Mulligan. He brought me in Orlando to a 49er game not that long ago. And we walked through, and that was the first time I experienced seeing those tailgate parties. I didn't we walked straight to the game, but I wanted to stop. I wished I had a truck. They were pumping, slapping me. Oh, E40 was there.
Yeah. Oh, okay, nice. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, E40 was there. It's just hell of people were there.
That's one of the fun things about whatever they call it now, where the Giants play AT&T Park, but I can't remember the name, Oracle Park or something.
Yeah.
But they got all the water there in the bay and all the people on the boats. It's so rad.
Oh, totally. Yeah. No. Well, the one game I went to.
What is that?
We went in a motorhome or a bus, right? I was saying that earlier. We rented this bus and all these people, we took it down there. Well, if you go, at least this is how it was at the old Oakland Coliseum. I'm not sure about Niner Stadium or whatnot, but back then, if you came in a bus or a motorhome, you went in this other area and you had a separate pass for the parking lot, because you park in this secondary area and you're actually near where the players come in and stuff. It's like the back of the stadium. You have to have a special pass to get back there. The regular tailgating people cannot go back there. So that was out of fucking control, dude. DJs, music, any kind of costume you could think of out there. Just everyone had all this food. There was just kegs of beer out there. You can just go over and get a beer, just whatever the fuck people had, just tequila, taking shots and stuff. You know what I mean? And that was like kind of like a VIP type of little area.
Yeah.
And that was cool because we were like right there too. When it was time to go in the game, we were all just right in there super quick. So that's a different method of
I wonder if they do that
too,
in Santa Clara or not.
I'm not sure. They usually have their little VIP sections and stuff, So the crazy part is how much it costs to tailgate now, though.
Really?
I remember when that was like $5 for your parking pass, they called it.
Yeah.
And that mostly paid for just your parking, and then everyone went at Richter.
Yeah.
Now they call it a tailgate thing or something or other, and it's like, I don't even know how much it is anymore.
Making their money where they can.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then they got those big old booths with all the jerseys out there, like any jersey you could think of.
Oh, yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Gold,
But
they're selling gold out there and shit.
Oh,
necklaces
they had a thing set up, and these dudes were breakdancing. You know what I mean? And stuff out there.
It's the Bay.
I also want a hat because my brother stole my 49ers hat.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. Well, you might pay 3 times the price for that hat.
Yeah, that's true. I should just go get one at Target.
I got one for you, bro. You know how many damn hats I have?
Yeah, you got a bunch.
You
of
have to have one of my snapbacks because you won't fit my big head. I wear a
I like
7.
snapback better anyway.
I wear a 7 5/8 or a 7 3/4.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't even remember my pro hat size. It's been so long, but it was
either.
small.
Yeah.
It was hard to find them even. I was like a 6 and
Go in
something.
the very back at bench warmer.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. Yeah.
Hell yeah. This has been great already, dude. We have so what else could we talk about?
We're adding
Football.
Just so you guys know.
We don't got to talk about no more football. There's the ladies probably don't want to, but I'm encouraging people to bring us cool history stories about Grass Valley. Shouts out to Tyler. He's always got, when he hits up people with that I'm so Grass Valley shit.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, how about you? You're so Grass Valley what? Because you're older than me, and I'm sure you got story. Remember Foster Freezes down there?
Oh, yeah.
Those guys were talking about that.
Remember Yankee Peddler?
What's that?
No.
Oh,
that was on First Street.
Yeah, on First Street.
Yep,
yeah,
I
they had
do.
sandwiches, little market or whatnot.
Because my dad's friends lived up on 2nd Street at that house, and we would walk down the steep hill and go over there.
Totally. Remember the hamburger station when we were kids?
Yeah.
And that burned down? That's where Rite Aid is now.
Oh, yeah.
There was like a little strip mall there before, and there was a little greasy hamburger place in there.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Swenson's ice cream was there,
the train up on top.
Yep, that's the one, dude.
We'd always go there after, like, games and stuff. Like, I can't remember.
Yeah. Speaking of history and football, though, not to keep going back to football, but I just, an old Grass Valley old timer was just telling me about how NU high school never had a field back in the day in like the 60s, 70s. They played their games at the fairgrounds in the fucking racetrack out there. Yeah.
Wow.
And the games were free and everything. Community would come and just sit outside of there in the bleachers and watch the games. But that was where they played high school football. You know what I mean? So that's where
I remember
that's how small the town was at the time, you know.
Don't you? How about this? I remember when Odom was alive at Union Hill before Mr. Walker and all that.
Oh God, yeah, totally. Principal Odom.
Remember? Yeah. Odom Field.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
At Union Hill School.
That's right. They named the field after him, didn't they? Yeah,
I have so much cool history on Union Hill. Dude, it was brutal. Talk about back in the day. Worse than getting smacked with a ruler.
I saw
that school had, I mean.
I don't know about that.
No, dude, let me read this.
Hey, you said, yeah.
I'm going to read this.
Oh, before that. Yeah. I saw you post that about the placard, and I remember that. Yeah.
That's so crazy to find it.
Yeah, just imagine being in school and it's like one room.
Dude.
And you're in there with like every grade. You know what I mean? You're like,
it says right here, it says
8th graders or something. You know?
Here we go. It says Union Hill School. Union Hill School was established in March 1868 as a one-room schoolhouse on the grounds of Union Hill Mine, which is right across the street from Empire Mine, you guys. So on June 26, 1875, an argument over a trustee election took place at the schoolhouse, resulting in a stabbing and a subsequent death.
That's so crazy.
3 days later, an arsonist burnt down the schoolhouse.
Oh.
In the late 1870s, a new schoolhouse was built on the current location and was in service until 1940. The modern building has been in continuous use since 1940. Union Hill has proudly served our community for over 144 years.
Damn. And that's the main like office right there, right? Was the first like the first one they rebuilt. You're talking about there.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
and then kindergarten branched off, and then they did those buildings when I was there, and then they didn't have the 7th and 8th grade building yet.
Yeah.
They built that when I was still going there, and then that was the 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah.
And those buildings way down when I was in 4th and 5th grade, like Miss Howery, Miss Van Etten, or Miss Fowler, and Eddie or Murphy.
Those are all like portables.
Miss Ellis.
Right?
Yeah, those are portables.
Yeah.
And then they built all those other buildings.
It's crazy over there now, even from when I went there. Oh, whoa, this looks like a high school.
How about the nature trail, though? We had a badass nature trail on that school.
I used to love when you get like we didn't have a PE teacher that was like always the PE teacher. So the regular teachers like rotated throughout the week, you know? And so you'd get like the drama teacher chick was the PE teacher that day, and she would do what we call just a walk and talk.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Walk the trail and just bullshit with your friends.
We could run.
Yeah, you do whatever, you know.
Me and my friends were
stoked
fast
on that.
Yeah, me and all my friends were so fast. We would run laps around it while everyone's walking. Just pass them, run by them. Flick them in the ear.
Dude.
Zach Patton, my best friend, and Clint lived right there on the nature trail.
Oh yeah,
their backyard, their deck was the nature trail.
Yeah. Well, their dad was the Empire
Their dad was
Mine
across the street at the Empire Mine.
Really?
He was a ranger.
Ranger.
Ray Patton.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Ray Patton and Zach and Clint.
Yeah, they lived in that old
Lindsay.
Empire Mine house right there.
Susan,
can you imagine the history that house has?
Dude.
I mean, it was made out of just like rock shit.
That was my best friend, dude. I grew up going to both sides, their house.
Yeah.
They're both on opposite sides of the street.
Cabiny shack thing off to the back right there. That was cool. Little Zach shack.
So we're talking about Empire Mine right now.
Biggest gold mine in California.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not actually know that.
Zach lived in one of the cabins.
Yeah. Some miner probably lived in there at one point. Shit, who knows?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I miss those days. Me and Zach spent a lot. Yep.
And if to anybody who lives in Grass Valley or frequently visits here or just comes here or whatever, you've got to go to the Empire Mine for several reasons, but you got to go in there and you got to go see the little model they have that represents all the tunnels.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it shows you like you're over here by like Rayleigh's, dude, and there's shit that goes all the way back to the Empire Mine. You know what I mean? And in theory, like a way a bird flies, that's not that far from the Empire Mine, but as far as if you were like walking or driving your car or something, that's pretty far in my opinion.
Yeah.
Why do you think all those sinkholes were over there?
Oh hell yeah, exactly. So if you haven't seen the model of all the tunnels, it'll blow your mind.
Dude.
And it gives you a whole little run through and it lights up and this and that. It's so cool.
I'll also share a whole episode probably on this, but I got a cool story about the superintendent of the Empire Mine back in the day had a daughter who was involved in a murder-suicide where her husband killed her and then shot himself.
Oh, whoa.
And she has like the biggest grave with an angel on it in the Red Dog Cemetery, or like not the Red Dog Cemetery, but the one in Nevada City, like right up by Boulder Street.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
then also inside of St. Canis Catholic Church in Nevada City, there's this big stained glass thing that says in like remembrance of Annie E. or
Oh,
whatever.
okay. Yeah. Crazy.
And her husband who killed her was a prison guard at San Quentin.
Oh, whoa.
It's this whole crazy
Yeah, we're
story.
gonna-
Interesting.
We're building. We got notebooks, and me and Nate got notes, and every time we think of something, people call in too. But we're trying to get hella cool stories of our town. And
Yeah. Well,
history.
there's a lot of history
Yeah.
here, and people don't. The unfortunate part about the modern Grass Valley right now, too, and I'm not going to get into any logistics about stuff, but we are kind of slowly losing touch with what this town was really built off of.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
slowly
we are.
more just turning into this little retirement community playground because it's just so nice here, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to come here and hang out. I don't blame them, you know. I would too if I didn't live here. Shit.
Yeah.
I've had friends that moved up here from Orange County and SoCal back in the day, and they were just like, "Dude, you got to live here your whole life. What the fuck? This is so
Yeah.
cool," you know. And it is.
Totally.
But this is an old ass mining town, dude. And you know, North San Juan one point was bigger than San Francisco.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
They talked about making it the capital or some shit
Yeah.
because there was
Oh,
just so much
dude, that just
mining
gave me the
activity out
chills,
there.
dude.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, I just drove through there last night. It's a ghost town. There's nothing. The bar is closed. The little restaurant's done. There's the gas station. That's about it. But you stop and just look around and go, "Holy shit! Can you imagine what this
Post
place
office,
was probably
gas station,
popping
dude.
off in the 1800s?"
And right
dude?
out here, Red Dog town
Oh,
of
Yeah, like we
Fuck
talked about
that, dog.
Allegheny
North
and
San
shit.
Juan.
You know?
North San Juan's gas station's got the best fried chicken around.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
tell
I
you
know.
right
really.
now,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Oh, that's
The,
the best fried
And
chicken.
then you want to get into like Downeyville and some crazy history. Like that's one that I've just lately started to
Go
get
get some
into
fried
Sierra
chicken.
County's
Yeah,
history.
yeah.
And yeah, if you've
I've
never
done a bunch of planning up there for my job.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Previous job, and yeah, it's a crazy.
Dude, you go to that
area.
bridge and there's the whole placard about the last dude they hung there and
Yeah.
all that or whatever and this and that. And it was, or was it a lady? I can't remember who they hung.
Yeah, I think it
uh,
was a lady.
But it was a lady because she got like raped and beaten by this
Yeah.
miner and then she killed him.
Yeah, that's
And
what
then
it
they
was.
prosecuted her for it and they hung her.
Hey, remember
Crazy.
what was that sweet old Asian lady's name that made the
Tokies?
Tokies?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I was just gonna say the
Yeah.
Chucky's is
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
Is she-
totally.
Is she still alive?
No,
No?
well, I don't know if she's alive, but she closed the restaurant down back when I was working out there, back in
Tokies.
House and Growing.
Back when Sierra Woods was still out there, they
Yeah.
used to go get lunch there
Oh,
all
yeah.
the time.
Shout
Shouts
that
out
place
to
is cool.
Toki.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's kind of like started the downfall of North San Juan, I feel like. Like
Yeah.
Toki's closed and the brass rail kind of went down and then the little pizza parlor went down with it.
Well,
and
you
then
know,
the gas
Mac,
station
hey,
just became bigger.
My brother Max's sister, Belle. Wait. Oh my God. She like had that little. Was that little
Oh, the
restaurant?
cafe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
cafe.
Oh, there is the cafe still.
Yeah.
That place pops off still,
Mhm.
yeah.
She still have it?
I don't know if she still owns that or not. I think somebody else owns it now, but yeah, she definitely started it. And
Okay.
yeah, there is the
Oh,
cafe.
and props to their new community center. I haven't been inside, but like
Oh,
I
really?
see, like I don't know how new it is, but I always see activity around
Okay.
there.
I know they're
That's-
building a new community center down Penn Valley too. Penn Valley is
Oh,
popping
nice.
off. If you want to talk
Didn't
about
they
Nevada
get
County.
busted though at
Yeah.
the brass rail for a bunch of mushrooms? Or the person had a bunch of like.
I'm not sure. I know
Sounds about right.
probably 10 years ago, I'd say, one of my old bands that I was in, Lifelike, we did a show up there at the brass rail, and it was kind of a funky, weird gig where we
Well, it's
were
just like
what do
old-
we
it's
expect
like an
out
old-
here, you know?
Yeah, totally.
You know those old cowboy Western movies, like where you just go in through the bar, saloon, shit, and knock
Oh,
through
yeah.
the doors. It's
Oh,
kind of
dude.
something like that.
I remember like in my younger 20s time era being like scared to go in the brass rail. I remember one
Yeah,
time
hell
going in there
yeah.
with my dad and his
Who's a-
buddies, and we had like big Mark Miller with us and shit. And I
Did
was
you
like,
get it?
all right, I feel safe if I'm with these
You
guys.
wanna
Because
know-
I always thought it was
You
like
want
a
to know
biker
what?
bar.
I'm gonna come up. I'm probably gonna come up with this name for the first time. But if you were out in a North San Juan party, I'll tell you right now, and I won't mention no names or nothing, it was like an avalanche. You get the North San Juan avalanche. What's the North San Juan avalanche? That's fucking 100 Brock Lesnar's beating your ass down a dirt driveway all the way back to Grass Valley. That's what that is.
Yeah, you don't fuck around out there. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Those boys are some big old boys.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's weird that, a lot of people live out that way and whatnot, but there's not. It was a trip drive. I drove through Downeyville last night. Like I said, it was like 7:30, and it was actually really cool looking because they had all these Christmas lights and Christmas shit out there. And I rarely go through there at night, and it was lit up, and it looked just like this old school little town. It was really cool looking, postcard style.
And they're about to reopen their gas station, or just did maybe for the first time.
That'd be good because you got to get gas out there. Yeah. But then it was like I drove back through from there, and I'm thinking about the old mining days, and I'm thinking about how much North San Juan used to be, how big it was, and then I come through North San Juan, and there was just nothing there. You know what I mean, other than the gas station.
So where was it? Like, how was it spread out? Was there different land that's like grown over with trees now, or they had a city like it stretched out like more?
In North San Juan?
Yeah, like where
it was back in those days. Everything was very tight and smashed together. You know what I mean? They had their post office, the bar. You had your strip of a town, typical 1800s time.
But what did you mean it was bigger than San Francisco?
I meant like the amount of people going to and from there, I believe, is how they categorize it. And then the amount of like, there was so much gold being pulled out of there. And then that's where you took it to sell it. If you were a miner, you got your gold, you went into town,
dude.
and you sold it to whomever bought it from you. And then they took it and sent it off to what they do,
Yeah, totally.
So that right there generates like a ton of money transactions and money activity. So now you get a bank, and then you get to this and you get to that. And I don't know the full logistics on that either. I'd like to know that, but that's just, I've been
San
told that several
Francisco
times.
was growing so fast at that time that there was a point when I'm sure it was also very small. So it was easier to compete with it.
Yeah. Because I think I saw a thing that actually, something about San Francisco, how it first really took off before the mining shit was it was a rice.
Really?
Or the port. They were bringing in rice, I want to say, to the port.
I haven't heard that. Crazy.
Or something about rice. Yeah, I can't remember what it was exactly now, but it definitely tripped me out. I was like, oh, wow, this is like before gold was popping off.
Crazy history.
They were slanging just food, and whatnot.
San Jose was actually the first capital of California.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay, interesting.
Maybe even less than a year.
Oh, okay.
Well, the Spanish capital before it was California was Monterey.
Okay.
And then they moved to San Jose, and then there's some story about they were too drunk in San Jose, so they moved to Sacramento. But I think that's just some story.
Interesting.
I think Sacramento is just between, Reno and Nevada City.
Well, it's
and
probably
San
between the gold shit too,
Yeah,
it was kind of a little central point they could do. And I think also I think they made Sacramento the capital because they were trying to build something there.
Yeah.
These other places were somewhat already established, and they were like, let's build Sacramento. So
that's crazy.
The capital.
The river too had a big part in the train.
Oh, yeah.
Train.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And the train shit around here is crazy.
Oh, don't you got something coming with the train?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to bring that into the Lake Olympia episode.
Okay, cool.
It goes hand in hand with it. There's this documentary. What was the name of that documentary?
It was like just the Nevada County Narrow Gauge Railroad documentary.
Perfect.
But
say that one more time.
Nevada County Narrow Gauge Railroad.
That was the title of the YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm. And this was a video from like 1997.
Yes, no, but that was
I got
my
a couple
favorite
books on it.
Yes, but that's my favorite one. You will see actual footage of these, of the lake and them jumping into water, and like it's crazy.
Oh
dude.
yeah. No, that whole Lake Olympia thing, like you said,
that's Brunswick.
The railroad's crazy. Like, remember my old house on Bennett Street?
Yeah.
So right at the very bottom of
that's
the
an
yard
old railroad right there.
was where the railroad came through.
Yeah,
and we're down there.
The biggest station was right there on Bank Street.
Yeah. And so I had to move the mailbox one time because it got backed into on a drunken night, and so then we decided to move the mailbox over so it wasn't right so close to the driveway. And I'm out there with a little pickaxe and a shovel and Jared Maddox or somebody, and we're digging the thing, and bink, 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 start hitting these metal rails that were still under there from like the railroad time era. They just dirt over them and whatnot, you know what I mean? So it just went right through there.
And it kind of comes out after time, earthquakes and certain stuff like that.
Erosion and whatnot,
erosion.
And then Grass Valley was one of the very last stops I was told, or not Grass Valley, I'm sorry, Truckee. Let me rephrase that. Truckee, or that area, Soda Springs, Truckee area, was like one of the last stops it would make before it went straight to Chicago. So what they would do is come up the Central Valley, get all this produce, tomatoes, lettuce, whatever the fuck their strawberries,
you mean?
whatever was in season. Yeah, like Donner. It would go through Grass Valley and then it would go up to the Sierras, and then they would stop at this little place right there by Soda Springs, and there's this little lake back in there called Ice Lake.
Oh,
And in this north corner of this lake
Damn,
that never gets
cuz.
any sunshine, they could keep blocks of ice through the summer. So this was the last place to get ice on the train because they didn't have refrigeration or nothing.
Yeah.
And they're taking like hella produce to sell in Chicago where they don't grow this shit,
Yeah.
tomatoes and all the stuff we got over here in Cali.
Oh, be
So they
darned.
load that train up with all the goods and that they could, and then they would load it with these ice blocks. That was the last stop. And then they would take the northern route of the country, which is generally pretty cold. Even in
Yeah.
summer, it's cooler than the southern
I've been
route
out that way.
of our country. And so they're going through, Montana and up in that direction. And that blocks of ice had to keep that produce
Wyoming.
fresh until they got to Chicago.
Wow.
And I'm sure it's just melting along the way. And then
That's
it's
crazy.
a trip, too. We have the Scotch broom. You
Mhm.
grew up in North San Juan, so you know about Scotch
all
broom.
over the place.
I was in the root
Extremely-
center when they were fighting and battling that
well,
shit.
it's an extremely invasive weed species. Makes a pretty flower, but it's worthless.
Totally.
And it just takes over. But
Fire
that's
hazard.
fire hazard as hell, and that isn't native to this area because that was what they used to lay down in the train beds and put all the
Oh wow.
whatever they were shipping, produce
it's native
or
to
hay
Scotland.
stuff. Yeah, and so they would just line.
Is it? I was just
Yeah.
gonna ask, dude.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
took the thought.
Yeah,
I
so
believe it
they.
is.
I think so. Yeah, and
I was
so
gonna
they,
ask, where did the Scotch broom come from?
yeah,
And I
not
felt
even
like it was-
America.
I heard it was from like China or Japan or something.
They might have their own version of it
We'll
too.
look it up.
But regardless, why it's so bad around here is because of the trains.
Yeah.
They threw it all in there as padding and
Man,
insulation.
you thought you were
barriers and
gonna be
stuff,
the
you know?
Jamie, huh? You thought you were gonna be the Jamie?
I'll do it.
I'm
I'll
gonna
do
be
it.
the Jamie.
All right.
I'm gonna
You do it for
flip
now. I'll
this
do it
shit
next
up.
time.
Where-
Y'all
I'll
seen
do it
that
next
video?
time.
Bring that video. up.
Yeah.
Bring it up.
Bring it up. Bring it up, brother.
That
That's crazy. Oh, and before I forget, so our little section here, the Nevada County Narrow Gauge Railroad, actually had the first woman president in the United States of a railroad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No shit. Interesting.
I forget where I
So you
saw
can't
that.
always believe everything, but here we go. Scotch broom, known for its bright yellow pea-like flowers, originated originated in Europe and North Africa, but was brought to North America as a ornamental shrub in the mid 1800s, becoming a widespread invasive species, particularly in the Pacific Northwest and California, where it was
Mhm.
planted for erosion control
Oh,
and now disrupts
interesting.
ecosystems.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like a Mediterranean,
Wait,
North African.
right here.
Yeah.
It comes from
Probably why I
Europe.
like North San
It
Juan so much.
comes.
Yeah,
This is where it
exactly.
comes from. Native range: Europe and North Africa, from the Mediterranean to the Ural Mountains, and then it continues to
Yep.
explain.
And that's a crazy.
Interesting.
You could do a whole episode on something like that too, where like
Seriously.
back in those days, they didn't know the true severity of the damage they were going to cause by
Oh,
just
yeah.
shit like using plants. Like they're going, cool, we need some kind of padding, some kind of erosion control. Well, this shit grows back hella fast. Bring it over from Europe, and then you fucked everything up.
It's like when
But
they,
their intentions were good. They didn't mean to, you know what
they
I
like
mean?
tried
So-
to bring hippos to Florida. And that's a bad idea.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I don't think they actually did that, but that was an actual proposal.
yeah,
you mean
in
hippopotamus? You mean hippopotamuses?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it was like a serious
Dude, I've had
proposal in
nightmares.
Congress. Like, and they
Oh,
were
yeah,
about to
yeah.
vote for it or something.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
like, something happened.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah. Well, we didn't even
Look,
have
dude.
pigs
Remember
on the
the sac-
Americas
Yeah.
until the English and Spanish settlers came here. And they
Same with
brought
Hawaii
pigs.
and all of it, right?
I don't know about Hawaii. Probably too. They don't have much out. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't even have snakes.
And they also
Which is
have half
badass.
as many bird species as before humans came.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Wow,
just-
yeah.
they
Well, and,
devastated the birds.
You know, and they were innocent. Like I said, in those days, you're on a ship sailing around until you just showed up to Hawaii and you got like your birds and whatever the hell you had on your ship, you know,
Dude,
plants
it's
or
so
people, everything,
interesting.
sickness, everything. They just spread
Oh,
it
I,
around.
I
you know?
learned the other day, originally, all camels originated in North America.
No shit.
Yeah. And then they went extinct here.
Wow.
And it was like a bigger, woolier
yeah, like the
as
long hair.
opposed to the one today.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
quite a bit bigger than the ones.
Oh, really?
But they
Whoa.
all
Kinda like a draft
originally came
horse.
from here.
Kind of like a draft horse versus like one of those Clydesdales or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, they're
exactly.
kind
Furry.
of camels are kind of giraffe-ish.
Yeah.
If you just look at the neck and the head,
Totally.
they're
They're
a little
dinosaurs,
giraffe.
bro. They're
Yeah.
just all the new dinosaurs.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I just saw some alligator stuff the other day, or maybe there were crocodiles on it. Whatever ones are bigger.
The
think
alligators in America.
Okay.
And crocodiles are in other places.
Okay, yeah. But definitely looking at that, just going, that's a dinosaur, dude. Like,
Yeah,
that's the
for
closest
sure.
thing we have
Well, you
to
think
a
about
living
it,
dinosaur.
If there was floods and like a volcano, if there was a bunch of catastrophes on the planet, you know what I mean? They were down in a mud, secured
Yeah,
in
they're
an
gonna
or
make
they
it.
made it.
They're
They're the
gonna
ones
make
that
it.
made it, and all the other bigger, all the crazier one, pterodactyls all died. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anything
bearded
above
dragons,
land.
those things are a little bit. I had baby dinosaurs in my house. For days.
Yeah. The lizards
Those
and
baby
stuff are some-
dinosaurs right there. Chickens and all birds. All
Oh,
birds.
yeah.
Yeah,
All
you
birds,
want to go
yep.
down the Jurassic Park
Yeah,
theory.
yeah,
then,
yeah.
Oh,
you
and
know.
it's true. The raptor is a bird.
Yeah.
T-Rex is basically. They think T-Rex might have had feathers like a chicken.
Yeah, I was reading that too. That would be an interesting little
Look at us,
AI
tackling all
remake
kinds
thing.
of cool shit. Dinosaurs.
Yeah. Oh man, that's
Dude,
nuts.
I'll tell you right now, I remember the first day I saw Jurassic Park in Del Oro Theater, my neighbors down the street invited me and Colin to go with them. And it was it's still
That was
probably
so
my
cool.
favorite
No,
movie
it
besides
stands
Braveheart.
Oh man.
The test of time for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
that
so
was
cool.
so
Talk
cool.
about a kid and them bringing a movie like with dinosaurs like that together.
yeah.
I was so
And-
scared when the raptors came through. I was this, oh shit.
Well, those special
Raptor come
effects
through.
at that time were just insane. You know, like I rewatched that one not too long ago, and I was like, I think they redid it in HD, which made it look cheesier because you
Yeah.
could see like the pixelation and a little bit more of their old
But for the time,
CGI. But for the time, that was
it was like
fucking
95
awesome.
or something.
Dude, when the
That-
T-Rex
man,
comes
no,
down,
I think
just the
even less than
noises.
92 or something.
That's
Maybe. I don't
crazy.
know.
The whole
I'm trying to
plot.
think. I was probably like 8th grade. I want to say
Yeah.
when that came out. You know, so yeah, that was
What a
insane.
good movie.
Oh,
I
great
remember
movie, yeah.
Jurassic Park and Free Willy came out at the same time, and me and my brother, my mom would always take us to the movie, and then we'd sneak out right at right before the credits or whatever to the next movie and go watch two of them.
Hop around.
Yeah.
Totally.
I remember the double feature I saw was.
So I got killer
Jerry
whales in the
Maguire
ocean and
Anaconda.
dinosaurs.
Oh wow, that's a weird mix.
Yeah, it was-
Jerry
it was-
Maguire and Anaconda. Okay,
Yeah.
you got a little of this, a little of
the one
that.
with Ice Cube?
yeah.
Yeah, right. Totally. That was like
Maybe
one of his
was
first. Like,
J-Lo in that too?
Dude, that was a creepy
I don't
movie.
know
I
if
hate
J-Lo
snakes.
was in that. No, yeah.
I just-
that was a cheesy ass.
I just don't much like snakes.
Oh,
No.
I fear snakes,
Yeah,
man.
me
They're
too.
my biggest.
Oh, I
fright.
used to kill. No, I'm actually like growing out of it. Like they're creatures too here with us. But,
Sure, but they're not one I want to hang
well,
out
how
with.
about this
No,
one?
not at
The
all.
rattlesnakes out here that I got out here, they're doing their job for me right now, and I don't kill them because those ground squirrels are out of line, dude. They're bad.
Well, they eat the
Really
mice and stuff,
finally
too.
made-
Gophers,
They
too.
fought those ground
Gophers?
squirrels.
Yeah.
Those ground squirrels, I've heard they were down in like Marysville or way down there, and like stock. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
you're
they-
not talking about the gray squirrel.
No, I'm talking about the
ground, the little
ground squirrels, the little
chipmunky-looking ones.
chipmunks.
Yeah.
They came up here and made their way up here. They're finally here now, and they're just
Yeah.
destroying
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I saw one the other day.
Yeah, because I never saw one of those ever growing up.
No,
And
no,
then,
I
like
know
you
for a
said, I
fact.
see them
Know what
every
I'm
now
talking
and
about.
again.
Yep, we're
No,
never down here.
Tahoe carry the bubonic plague.
Yes,
Oh,
they do.
God, yeah. I
Yeah,
just saw a
they
thing
do.
the other day. I was watching Dirty Jobs with
But
Mike
those are
Rowe.
the cute little fucking chipmunk, Dale and Chip and Dale
Yeah,
ones.
Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
And these dudes, they were in Southern California, and he linked up with this guy who does like pest and unwanted animal removal, like skunks under your house or whatever the fuck it may be. They go get a couple skunks, and anyways, it was an gnarly episode. But the dude's telling him about the shit about raccoons and all the sickness they carry, and raccoons are nasty, dude. And then you think about it, they eat trash and whatever
Oh,
they
yeah.
can get into, you know. But there was a couple of like diseases, like you mentioned, that they are the few that still can carry them and spread them and whatnot like that. And I was all, oh
I
Jesus.
saw a headline the other day that the raccoons are showing the first signs of domestication. So they're like getting shorter snouts.
Oh wow.
Which I guess is
Yeah.
a sign.
Yeah, because they're not
'Cause they're
having
just-
to dig for food in the
No.
ground or anything anymore. They're just grabbing trash or cat food
So
or dog
crazy.
food. Yeah, I haven't seen a
Yeah.
raccoon in my neighborhood in a while. We used to see a lot of them, but not much
Yeah, I
anymore.
don't think we have any around here.
Yeah, if you got dogs, I think
Yeah.
you keep. It seems to keep them at bay. But you know.
We got the bear, or we got like 3 bears.
Oh yeah, this
down
bear
there.
country out here.
It's crazy.
The other thing I've noticed around Grass Valley too lately, as far as is I'm not sure if they're crows or ravens, because I
Mhm.
know that's a controversial thing, and you can look it up. One's got a different beak and blah blah blah. So,
Yeah.
but I never can tell because they're flying flying around, you don't get a good look. But
I know all about that.
But
so
these
listen,
crows or these ravens, whatever they are,
the ravens
I
are
think
the
they're
big,
ravens because they're big
ones.
motherfuckers.
Yeah. Those are ravens,
Dude, they'll
and the
fly
crows
over
are
my
slow,
backyard and it's all.
Yeah, that's
Sounds
a raven.
like a fucking helicopter coming.
Yeah, totally.
But I've been noticing them multiply.
They're very
a
smart.
lot lately, and then they're in. I work in downtown Grass Valley, and so I see them down there now a lot more than I used to. And they're in
very
packs.
smart.
Yeah,
very
they pick
smart.
on the red-tailed hawk.
So listen, when I lived over,
there's a whole red-tailed hawk thing in my neighborhood. There's a wildlife preserve behind my house, and that's one of the main animals in that preserve. Is
they try to eat their babies.
They do. I hear them fighting them and trying to get them. And I caught two.
I hated them all my life.
Squirrel nest next to my house. They're up there fucking doing something, and I hear this racket. I go out there.
They're evil little fuckers when it comes to Mother Nature, but that's Mother Nature.
Yeah.
But if you start feeding them, like,
only the strong survive.
So, dude, I would have one of them as a pet. I finally, a while back when I first got this house. So when I was a kid, like when we were little kids, cuz I love red-tailed hawks. They're like my spirit animal. And I look up, and they're teaching their little baby how to fly. And there's this nasty raven trying to chase him, and the one parent's total. You can't mess with the hawks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I hated them for that. And then one day I was standing and just moved into this house, and I took their like a pellet gun out of Dublin's room, and I blew a hole in their leader's head, and went out there in front of the whole pack of them. They all flew off. I made a necklace out of their feet, gave one to Raymond Duran, and kept the other one. And ever since then, like, I feel like I'm connected to them somehow.
Weird.
Yeah, no, they follow me. And some people talk about death and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But when I lived over on Silver Way off Gold Hill, dude, they would fly down and put these walnuts in the street. And cars would come run them over, and they would come down and eat the nuts.
Nuts, dude. That is smart as fuck right there.
They're very smart.
If you look them up, adapting to your surroundings.
Their brain is bigger than like other animals and rodents and
and for their body mass size.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, they're smarter than hell. There's no doubt about that. And they do it too in my neighborhood on trash day. They know Wednesday's trash day. Everybody's got their cans out, so they like come around more during Wednesday and Thursday time era, and they work together. They'll go down. If your trash can lid is open just a little bit, they will come down and they will start to peck at the bags. And if they can't get anything out of the bag, like more of them will come and they'll work together and knock your trash can over.
Well, they know I'm not playing around out here. They were really annoying, and they were on my roof, and they were in my house.
They're a bit invasive.
They
I'm
were
not gonna
in my
lie.
trash. No, dude, they don't come. They're smart.
Yeah, they all came down to town now.
I wake up in the morning. Plus, my dogs, they like bark at them and can't get to them, but they let me know when they're here, and I'll open my door, and they're gone 3 houses down.
Yeah, those things are crazy animals though, right there too. Talking about birds. Oh, their cawing and crowing is outlandish, man. They're over in my neighborhood. It's just a nuisance. Yeah, they sound like Predator up in the bushes. Sometimes I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is that? Oh, yeah, just the old ravens.
Yep. Last
year, I
actually
gave them whole eggs, and they'd take the whole egg in their beak and fly away.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just like the rattlesnakes, it's like my relationship with animals now. I'm not going to be killing. I have a pet spider in my bathroom I feed.
I saw that. Yeah. I don't really fear spiders much, never have.
I don't like the other spiders. This is a funnel spider, and his web, he's like that spider in Hobbit, the book The Hobbit.
Yeah.
Where he walks through, and he just runs out. So it's not a sticky web, and he just runs out on the web, grabs the bug, and they don't wrap them up to drink the juice. They just right there put their thing in them.
Yeah, they just nab them. They don't suck their soul slowly like a widow. Dude, well, Neil and Brandon had that pet black widow back in the day when they lived in Cyprus.
Yeah.
And we used to just catch like any kind of little bug or insect you could around the house, and then we'd take them over there, and they had it in one of those little, like a little hamster type of holder, or maybe a little terrarium thing. You could have like a little lizard or something maybe in there, but it had the glass top on the top, right? And so we'd catch these things and throw them in there or whatever and feed this thing. Well, one particular time we caught this little like jumping type spider. I'd say, I don't know what kind of spider it is. It's got the shorter legs and stuff,
I
kind
know
of like the
those
ones
are
you're
cool.
talking about.
They back up like
And,
they're gonna jump at you.
Yeah. And so we got it and we took it over. We're all, oh, cool. We'll feed it to the widow. And so they open up the top to it, right? And it was kind of sketchy because you're like, you don't want it to come out and you're not trying to put your hand in there, but you got to like get this other little spider in there. So anyways, we dumped the other spider in there and they had like logs and twigs and stuff in there for the whatever was in there to crawl around on. So this little spider falls right in there. He lands on this twig, right? And he's all, oh, cool. We shut the lid. He kind of thinks he's in a new environment, looks over. Here comes this giant black widow. And I've never seen an insect act like a human or something before, where this thing backed up, jumped up onto the glass lid and looked at us and was all, take me out of here, man. Save me, no way. And then this widow, she didn't hesitate 1 second, came over, boom, boom, hit him with the left, right, get him with that little venom stuff where it paralyzed him. And then all of a sudden he like couldn't move, dude. He was trying to get away and then he just went paralyzed. And then she went over and wrapped him up and sucked his soul. And then this thing's butt, or whatever you want to call it, on this black widow, its ass, you know what I mean, got so fucking big that it was like the size of a grape, dude. And I am not joking or exaggerating. This thing was unrealistic how gnarly they'll get when you feed them like that. Like they just keep eating, you know. This thing turned into a graveyard of shit, and then it finally just died. I think it like just got so big it died.
Always had to, I've learned that that control, being a control freak or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My whole life I've been like that. And like the praying mantises, I hated the female praying mantis because I found out she would have sex with the guy praying mantis and then
eat his head off.
So every time I seen a female praying mantis in my weed garden back in the day, I just walk up, boom, flick its head and break its head right off. And I don't do nothing fucked up like that no more. Because that is Mother Nature. That's just what they do.
That's how they do it, man.
And they're really good for your plants.
Yeah.
And it's none of my business.
At least he gets to go out with a bang, right?
Oh, man, that's messed up. And it's kind of similar in life, you know.
Well,
as a
hey,
human.
you know. But yeah, no, praying mantises are cool, dude.
Right when
You
you're
gotta
done,
let them do their thing.
they do kind of bite your head off.
Yeah,
Very well can.
dude.
Anyways, sorry about that. So, what else can we talk about here? We got historical, funny, this, that. What do you got going on today, cuz?
Like I said earlier, I'm going to go home, and today's my only day off this week, so I'm just going to go home. Got my stepdad coming over. He's got a friend of the family that's up in Grass Valley visiting, actually, from the Bay Area.
You better get back soon.
We're going to watch some football and drink some beer.
Okay, so here, listen.
Probably eat some pizza.
Okay, well, listen up. One more thing before you go. Give me a little bit about our homeboy, Brody Farber. That you grew up with him. You were in his grade like Donovan.
Yeah,
He's coming on tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Well, the Farber boys are well known around this town, all of them, whatnot. But yeah, Brody and I probably been in school together since first or second grade whenever they started going to Union Hill. So somewhere around there. But yeah, I went to their daycare that they had growing up over there off of Bennett or East Bennett or wherever it is. And it was really cool for me because I was friends with Brody. So I got to go up to like their house and just hang out with him up at the house, not in the daycare. And we were playing like Sega Genesis, and they had like a pool, if I recall, and stuff like that, a cool place. And so yeah, just always been friends with Brody since then. Don't hang out much anymore. And he moved out of Grass Valley, I want to say, after high school shortly.
Yeah, he did a lot of things. Went to the UFC even.
But yeah, he's always been doing his thing. He's a super motivated dude and always out there getting it and doing what he's doing. Love his seeing his dogs on Facebook.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Amazing dogs. They're just really cool.
Yep.
And love that. And yeah, great guy, great family. Love all those dudes. Love Don, Terry. They were always good to us growing up.
Oh, yeah.
And good people. And,
I got to have Don on here.
That'd be good. Yep.
I see him at the flower garden where your mom worked, and see Don, and he's like showing me a picture on his phone how he just caught this big ass fish out of a little teeny creek in some little crevice of Nevada County somewhere. Yeah,
crazy.
I just went through this little creek and got my spot.
Yeah, shit. One of the biggest German browns I've ever caught in my life was out of an NID ditch over off of Anchor Lane off of Greenhorn here.
Dude, well, that's where Don lives.
Yeah. Actually, I was before he owned that house. It was the Andrews that owned it. Remember Scott and Eric?
Oh yeah, Scott and Eric Andrews.
And so I was at their house and we were hanging out and they had some little shitty fishing pole thing and they're like, "Hey, you want to go down to the NID ditch and fish a little bit?" You know, I'm like, "Yeah, sure, cool." So we go down there and we didn't have any bait or nothing. And later I learned that it's illegal to like catch live bait around the water source and then fish with that because that's like poaching. That's their favorite food is the stuff they eat on a regular basis. Anyways, I didn't know, caught some weird red flying bug thing, threw it on this little hook. They had this little ghetto fishing pole. We drop it in this thing. Boom! Instantly I get a hit and it's a fatty German brown. Pull it out of there. We're all, oh shit. We took it back up to the house and we're like, check it out and everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I took that home. My parents ate that for dinner.
That's awesome.
So, you got any shouts out or shots out or anything like what? So it's Gorilla DeVille.
Gorilla DeVille, 3-piece band out of GV, hard rock mostly.
Who else in your band?
Micah Medeiros plays bass.
Shots out.
My boy Jimmy Two Sticks. He's lived up here in Grass Valley for probably like about 7 or 8 years now, but he's normally from Santa Cruz area.
Nice.
He had to get the fuck out of there and come up here and chill.
Yeah.
So he's an amazing drummer and been blessed with those guys and their abilities to make music with them.
Do you guys still make music with Lawson?
Not much. I wish I did. He's so busy. He's got like 3 bands and this and that. And so once in a while we used to get together and jam around. I actually just found I've been going through a bunch of old stuff in my studio, cleaning out some files and this and that and whatnot. And, creating some more space for memory.
Yeah.
And, but anyways, I found this song that Lawson and I had done like during like COVID probably. He came over one night and, we got a little bit liquored up and then we went into my studio and ended up doing this song called The Unknown. And it's pretty long. I had forgotten. It's like 6 or 7 minutes probably.
Damn.
But just awesome. And when I re-listened to it, I hadn't listened to it in years, kind of forgot about it even, and was just like, damn, he's a hella good drummer. And
he is. He's a badass.
It was cool.
Drummer.
So yeah, no, wish I could do more stuff with him.
You got back on, again, and maybe one of the band members or him or somebody else.
Yeah, no. Wish I could make more music with him here and there. That's always fun and enjoyable. We've always enjoyed playing together, so that'd be cool.
Nice.
But yeah, just hope to push the envelope here a little bit. Like I said, I'm trying to get those tracks done and get that all done and get it out there.
Keep in mind, James Maple. I'll give you his number.
I would love that too.
You go down there and you're going to trip.
Yeah. I need that.
Everything will be a lot better than in your room.
You could help me too with the technical side of posting and all that kind of stuff because I suck with all that. That's probably one of the biggest reasons why I'm not online necessarily.
Nathaniel does that for a living and he needs to be making some money.
Yeah, I'll gladly hire you to help me get my stuff onto the platforms that they should be on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he does an amazing job. He's working on a website for this gentleman right now, and I'm impressed. Like, wow, dude, I can't do none of that.
Dude,
I'm trying to transition a little bit. I'm not quite sure I want to keep doing urban planning. We'll see where that goes, but it's fun making websites and apps and stuff.
I'd love to get into the little on that, dude, because it's like that. I'm like handicapped when it comes to that kind of shit.
Yeah,
it's a whole nother side of life and work and everything, and it's you're either in that or you're kind of not.
Yeah,
to a
and
certain
I started
degree,
like being interested in computers when I was a little kid. So that's what it takes.
See, like I never even like video games. Really, you know what I mean? So I'm like illiterate when it comes to that shit. I was like, I'm gonna go play my guitar.
Yeah.
Or go outside or something or whatever.
Yeah, real quick before we leave, I did want to ask you what kind of guitar you have.
I have a few different guitars. I'd probably say if I had to overall pick a favorite guitar, it'd be a Paul Reed Smith.
Nice.
That's my main guitar is a Paul Reed Smith.
Yeah.
Amazing guitars.
Shout out to Paul Reed Smith.
Shout out to Paul.
Of you who don't know, he's one of the best guitar lutherists or whatever.
Dude,
of all time.
recently just caught a video of him just like classical shredding. and
Really,
was
I don't
just
even know if
like,
I've ever seen him play.
I had never seen him play either,
Yeah.
and I caught an old video, and dude was insane, shredding some, like I said, like kind of classical-esque type of stuff. He was just ripping, amazing.
He kind of
And
took
he's a
the
huge,
Fender stuff and made it better.
Yeah, exactly. And he's kind of a hybrid, really, between the Les Paul and the Stratocaster, in my opinion. That's kind of why I like him.
Yeah.
A little bit of both. But I actually
This is good.
I got a cool old relic guitar that's probably my second love. I was actually given that when I was about 8 or 9 for Christmas, and it was during
I remember you having that.
It's called like the original name, it was like a Kamaxi
I was
or
jealous as
Kamaxi
fuck
or
of
something like that.
shit.
It's a Korean-made Les Paul, and it's a lawsuit era.
Probably
That's
why I
great.
never got into
So-
guitars.
And never knew that as a kid growing up. You know what I mean? I always just thought it was whatever. And then to come to find out that this guitar is actually worth a little bit of money, nothing special or anything like that. But for being a knockoff guitar, it was of a time era where they actually used real
They knocked it
Gibson
off
parts.
real well.
They just straight up stole it
Yeah.
and sold it for cheaper, put it together in
That's
Korea and
crazy.
shipped it back. And so my stepdad's brother, my uncle, he was in the military at the time and he was stationed over there. And so he was bringing over all these like Korean VCRs and stuff back in the early 80s.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like
Shouts out
early
to your other part of the family.
and,
Your cousin.
early like technology that we didn't really have that good of stuff over here yet, you know.
Dude, who used to
And,
bring us that grip tape for the skateboards?
Oh,
It was
yeah,
like
yeah,
hot
yeah,
pink and
totally.
hot orange.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
Who
he
was that?
That was Ki Young.
Ki Young?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
wasn't he like in jiu-jitsu or something?
Oh yeah, huge martial artist.
Martial artist.
Yeah, Taekwondo.
Yeah.
But yeah, my uncle was over there, and so he had told my parents wanted to get me a guitar for Christmas because I was into it or whatever, and I'd been just playing on my stepdad's at the time and whatnot, and so he goes, "Yeah, I can get you these guitars over here in Korea for like a good deal." You know, my mom's side of the family, they didn't have much money, so it was like they're probably like, "Yeah, sure, sweet." So, anyways, I got this guitar that came all the way over from Korea, given to me when I was like 8 or 9, and
You still have this?
I have it. In fact, you know, the crazy part about it is I've lost it a couple times and it's come back to me.
Cool.
At one point, I wasn't really playing a lot of guitar and I didn't have a house at the time. And so I was like staying at my boss's house and I didn't have anywhere to store all my shit. And so I didn't have a storage unit or nothing. So I kind of like started dispersing things that I wanted to try to keep. And so I'm like, hey, here, you want to, I gave my one buddy my guitar, my amp, and my pedal board thing I had. And then it was like 20 years later, he's like, hey, I still have all that stuff if you want it back. And
You're
I was
like,
like,
oh man, I forgot about
you
that.
can keep the amp and the old pedal board, but I want my guitar back, you know? And so anyways, with that thing, I've done a lot of work on it, you know what I mean? Like, rebuilt a lot of the parts on it. Come to find out the knockoff version, they used all the Gibson wood parts.
Nice.
But the electrical side of it was some kind of generic shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So the
totally.
pickups, it was like, and like I said, I had this guitar over all the years, and I guess I used that in a couple of my bands in high school, that guitar. But for some reason, I never had any issues with it feeding back really bad.
Didn't you at
And
one
so-
point like deck it out and like recolor it or paint it or do something
I
to it?
almost covered it in stickers in the 90s and that time era, you know, and then something held me back from it, so I was glad I didn't. So, but yeah, then when I got it back and I started trying to use it modern day, my new band, it just feeded back real bad when I had it hooked up to my amp at like adamant volume. And so then I had to change the pickups out and I've had to change the tuners. I've had to slowly rebuild all the like components of it, but the wood.
I remember
like,
you
the
telling
neck
me
and
about
the body
that,
is straight
getting that
Gibson shit.
That's awesome.
You know, in fact, it's kind of a funky color. I've never liked the color. It's like the sunburst red kind of color. And I don't care for that. So I've always wanted to repaint it. So anybody out there that knows
reminds
someone
me
that
of
paints
Nirvana, though.
guitars professionally,
dude.
send me that person's number or whatnot, because I want to get this thing painted. I'm going to keep this guitar for my whole life for sure. You know, I love playing it, but the color sucks. I live with it and deal with it, but you know.
What color are you going to get?
I'd like to go like just straight alpine white is what I've always wanted. You know what I mean?
Speaking of that,
in a Telecaster.
Oh, really?
Alpine white.
Yeah. And
It's
you know,
super
that's
sweet.
probably my next guitar I'll buy is a Telecaster.
Oh, yeah.
Never been a big Fender
love it.
guy. I'm always I like guitars that have some girthy, heavy, chunky, get a nice, thick, chunky sound when it comes to the chunky distortion and stuff like that. The Fenders just don't produce that, you know?
Yeah.
But on the other side, there's nothing like a Fender if you're trying to play some funk or jazz
Totally.
or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? You want to get into the Frusciante stuff. It's like, you gotta
I
have a Strat. Yeah. But the Telecaster's cool because it's kind of in between.
Yeah.
It's still kind of like a Fender, but it still actually has a little bit bigger, thicker sound than the Strat. You know?
I want a Les Paul. That's my next
Yeah.
electric guitar, but I need to start playing more electric guitar. I play a lot of acoustic.
Okay, well
to justify
that's
it.
where you got to start. You know,
Yeah.
that's the root of it all. You know, in fact, many years ago, I saw an interview with Aaron Lewis from Stained,
Oh yeah.
and he said that he writes every song he writes on acoustic.
Yeah, that's
And even
interesting.
for Stained, you know, they had a lot of like rock type
Yeah.
shit and whatnot, but he still wrote all, and he goes, if it sounds good on the acoustic, it's going to sound real good when I plug it in.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's kind of, I always remembered that and went, that's a good way to like know, like right now, this riff I'm writing is actually pretty fucking cool because it sounds good on acoustic.
Yeah. And if you're good at both, it's a little easier to play electric guitar sometimes.
Oh, hands down.
you
Yeah.
know,
My daughter's in the middle of
strength-wise.
learning guitar right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, I just went straight for the electric and was
Is
like,
she
here
really?
you go. You know, this has got a way better neck and the action's way better. The strings are thinner. This is going to be a whole
We need
easier
more
thing to
guitars
do.
in young kids' hands.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Especially back to the AI thing. Don't want to go down that rabbit hole again, but that's what I really fear. Like, we still live in a time era where we have musicians and writers and creative people to do that stuff, but the next generation could just disappear on that
Yeah.
with AI if it just blows them out. You know what I
Totally.
mean? So, and you know,
Start playing your own music because it's
playing your own
good for
music,
your health.
pick up an instrument, whatever it is. It's frustrating. It's hard. You really got to stick with it.
Yeah.
But if you do, you will never regret it, and you will
Aren't
be
you that
rewarded.
You know what I'm a
frustration side
natural at? I'm
Oh,
a
man.
natural at the harmonica.
Oh, really?
There you go.
Yeah, I can
Oh, I
rip a
love
harmonica.
harmonica. In fact, we
I got
have
a couple nice ones.
we have
actually,
a
at my house.
harmonica song because this buddy of mine, actually, you remember, he's a Union Hill. You remember Rick and Nick O'Neill?
Oh yeah.
So their dad, Pat Sr., good friend, he had come out he lives over in Montana now, but he had come out and visited, and
Shouts out to the O'Neills and the Bacons.
And he's good friends with my bassist. And so he came over to our band room one time while he was over visiting and watched us play our music and whatnot. And then we wanted to jam with him. He plays harmonica. Myself, I'd never jammed with a harmonica player
Yeah.
before. And like I said, we're kind of harder rock, you know, but it was like, yeah, cool, whatever, let's do. So right away, we came up with this little tidbit, kind of classic rocky type song, and it had harmonica in it. And it was great. And I've always wanted to re-record the song because it's actually a pretty cool song. But he's gone now. And so I'm kind of like looking for somebody to play some harmonica on
Yeah,
the part.
dude.
So
Dude.
hook it up.
And I got a
dude.
real badass, authentic one I bought from the Jabobo place in Nevada City.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Like a badass
Yo,
harmonica.
Bobo.
Yeah.
Okay,
Shout out,
yeah.
Shout out
Yo,
Yo
Bobo.
Bobo.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's that? I've never been there.
Oh, you got to go in there.
Are they still there?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they're up
Okay.
on the top
They
still.
better be. I go in there all the time. Hey, I have a. So
Or
I
no,
have
they're
a
down on that by Commercial Street.
They're right by Friar Tuck's.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
so I have my harmonica, and then I got the kids some plastic ones because I don't want them spitting and saliva in
Oh, God,
mine.
no, yeah.
Which
It's
I think
kind of a nasty instrument.
I think
Yeah,
Ocean,
seriously.
I think Ocean actually got her hands on my one. But
Oh.
anyways, but then I got these little necklace ones that are like a quarter of the size of a harmonica, and they're badass. You just pull it out.
Really? Like a
Oh,
whistle?
I'll
almost.
show you. Yeah.
I love that.
Interesting.
That's rad.
Ocean,
Interesting.
by the way, wanted me to incorporate some questions into this podcast. Like,
Oh,
so she said she wants me to ask the guests what's their favorite color, their favorite food, person, place, and time in life.
okay, yeah, all
And I
right.
can't-
That's
she got it.
some
She
first
started-
grade shit. Right
She started going way too far, so I kept it at those. So,
Yeah.
what's your favorite color?
You know, that's a tough one. I mean, because I always like to say black, but that's not a color, they say.
You and your Raiders shit.
Yeah, you know, silver, black.
choose
is
black.
it, but I'm gonna go
You
black.
could go with that.
It's just
Silver
all
Raider.
around.
You
Yeah,
like the
dope
We'll just
looking.
call it the Raiders color. You like
Yeah,
the Raiders
yeah.
colors.
Yep, that's that.
All right. Food.
Mexican food for sure,
For
hands
sure.
down.
Tacos.
Amazing.
All right. Persons.
Favorite persons? That's a broad question.
Well, I
you
said
know what
a
I mean?
person, and then I argued with her. What if somebody doesn't want to leave out one of their family members? So
Well, I
persons.
mean, of course, you're going to go with your family, you know,
Boom.
and whatnot. You know
Moving
what I
right
mean?
on
So-
along. Favorite place.
Favorite place? Hey, Grass Valley.
Hell yeah, that's
Fuck
right.
it. All around best place.
Yep. Grass Valley. The Valley of Grass.
Mm-hmm.
And then your favorite place. I mean, sorry, time in life.
Favorite time in
And
life?
it doesn't. You could even say it hasn't happened yet.
Well, I'd hope to say it hasn't happened yet. And
Yeah.
I do love the place I'm in right now as a grown adult and being a dad and a family man and all that is so rewarding and amazing, you know. But I'll just be real and state what some people might not want to say, but the early 20s, man, was just off the
It's fun.
hook. I mean, that was just insane. I look back on, I had some really good experiences and a really good time of life. I was really surrounded by a bunch of good friends and good people, and blessed to be in this town. And even though it was a small town, we tore it up in the 20s and had a lot of fun. So
Damn right. They
so
did.
I gotta say, it's just, you're youthful at that point
Well,
too.
that's a part of me in this podcast is I've torn this town up, and I want to give back. I want to amend and fix and give back, show love.
Well, this podcast is good to keep representing Grass Valley. We're talking about old things, new things. Try to keep that Grass Valley history alive, because there's going to be a lot of people that move here or currently live here that have no fucking clue. Don't care. Maybe they care, but just don't know.
Tap in.
History, you can't let it die off. You know what I mean? And that's when they always, I can't remember, there's a little saying that I used to know so good. It was something about when a mother dies, it's like a library closes, because they contain so many memories and so many recollections and even like family stats of things and stuff like that. And we know that, like, when our grandma passed, she was like, the bloodline of the Doty family and whatnot, and then it was like she passed away, and it was like, oh fuck, I can't ask her any more questions about like our history of our family. You know what I mean? Like, it's gone. I don't know how accurate it was towards the end.
I took a notebook, and I went down there to Galt when she lived down there, like a while back, like when she was still coherent. And I do have a notebook somewhere, and I picked the shit out of her brain. And I asked her, so I got to say one more time before you get going, back to our our grandpa. Well, our grandpa, Don, our dad's dad, he in New York worked for like the mob. Like he would go in, like my cousin said he was a tech, like. Okay, when I went out there as a kid, my Walkman, it wasn't a Discman, it was a Walkman. It broke.
He was like TV.
I was listening to Aerosmith and Guns N' Roses, and my shit just stopped like halfway to Tucson, and like from Phoenix.
Ooh, that's a rough ride without the Walkman.
And so anyways, no, this is messed up, but the whole time we were there, he was in his shop fixing it, and he fixed it, but I didn't get to spend any time with it.
No, he was antisocial.
So he fixed my Walkman, made it work better, because it was like going slow, and then it started working. He'd get me new batteries that were different. And anyways, but he worked for the mob out there. So the mafia, like some Italians in the bar. My dad was little back there. They lived out there. Well, he would go over there, and you don't want the TV to stop working, dude, at the bar, like the mob bar, you know what I mean? Like that's where everybody comes to watch the game and this and that, and Mike Tyson fights and betting in and all that. And so it would break down, and he would go and fix the TV for them, and like he was a hero. And the first time was scary. First time he was scary, I guess. But like, and I've heard this story from your dad. I think Uncle Joe or Grandma. It was either your dad or Grandma told me this, or my dad. But he went over there to fix their TV, and then after that, like he was their go-to guy for fixing the TV.
Nothing wrong with being in with those guys. Yeah. And hey, you fix somebody's TV, you are a hero, man.
Well, there was the Irish mob back then too. So he was lucky. There was feuds, so he had to be cleared and checked, and it was pretty scary for him.
It's like there's nothing wrong with being friends with the Dotys.
That could help you out at times for sure. Well, thanks for having me, gentlemen.
Yeah, we'll have you back. Thank
amazing.
You for coming.
So fun. So proud of the two of you guys for doing this, and not only following your dreams and your hopes, but putting in the fucking work on it and making it happen.
Yeah.
And keep building. And you just never know what could happen.
Well, we've talked a lot, right? And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm making Nate motivate the Nate, because we're going to go fly that drone finally.
Yeah, cool. That'll be great. Great. Yeah.
Get some cool footage.
I'm not going to fly it, sir. You are.
I can let you fly it.
I just want to watch the screen. Like, he's good at it.
Maybe not in downtown, so you don't bomb somebody on accident.
It's got some cool modes, too, where it'll do stuff automatically.
Dope.
Yeah, it's like a Tesla, bro.
Yeah,
it's a Tesla drone, bro. This thing goes, I watched him do it. He pressed the button, pressed the location, and it came back on its own.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you just stop and think about what the military has.
Dude.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Way crazier shit.
Yeah, dude. No, that's crazy, but that's awesome that you're, technology inclined to be able to do that kind of stuff.
It
'cause
only just takes
I couldn't
interest.
fly a drone, let alone fly a drone and take a fucking video at the same time. Or
Yeah.
whatnot. Like,
And you
that's
said you
nuts.
weren't into video games either, because that helps
Yeah.
people if they're into video games.
That's what
Yeah.
killed me on video games real quick. I don't want to go down another alley, but honestly, I had Nintendo and shit. I was cool with Super Nintendo. PlayStation came out, was like cool, still a little Tony Hawk and shit. But as soon as it got into that 3D controlling where like one side controlled where your guy looked and the other controller controlled
Yeah.
how he walked, I was
No
done,
more.
dude. I was shooting myself in the feet if it was a shooting game or
No
shooting my
Halo for
own
you.
guys. Whatever.
I'm so glad
that
I don't
was the
play
end.
video
That's
games
awesome.
anymore, dude.
Yeah.
Those are so
Yeah.
life-sucking and draining. Bad for
they
you,
are,
dude.
man. I got some friends that are
They're
just
fun.
sucked into that shit.
They're
and
horrible.
it can actually dictate your life on certain times. you
They're
know?
horrible.
Yeah.
Think about the life lost.
Yeah.
It's like losing a
Go
chapter of
plant
your
a
life.
garden.
Exactly. Yeah. Go outside for God's sakes. You know what I mean?
No
But,
judgment, also.
yeah.
but,
No.
like,
If that's what you're into, then that's cool. You know?
Especially if you live in Grass Valley.
Uh huh.
we need
yeah.
more gardens.
If you're in
Yeah.
a city in New York in the Bronx, or you're in the towers, I could get it playing your
hard.
game
Yeah.
and
You
going
don't want to
back
go
and forth to your
outside there.
fridge.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Horrible
You know
place.
what I'm saying?
It's really
Yeah.
cold there
But
right now.
if you
too, I
live
think.
here, you better go on a walk, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another episode you all could do is something on the old Greenhorn Riverbed.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
All the shit
That's
we
a
used to
good
do out
idea.
there,
Hey,
dude.
stay tuned for the next episode with Cuzzo Nick Doty. We're going to get into that and Hanson Bros and all that. But
Yeah,
we're not
yeah.
going to badmouth nobody. This isn't. We're not but we will get into down there and the fun times.
The
and this
narrow
and that.
gauge railroad used to cross Greenhorn Creek.
No shit, really.
Yeah.
Where at?
I think
Red Dog
where
there?
it's now underwater and under Rollins Lake.
Oh, okay, all the way over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
And I mean, don't
Crazy.
get it wrong. Like, seriously, this is very important. Not just because I'm scared of getting sued or something, but like, I've gone over to Hanson Bros and got rock or gravel for the road
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
like, you hate that back there. That's like our backyard. That's our stomping ground where we used to go as kids and party and ride or dirt. And now we're blocked out and
Yeah,
get
but
off
probably
our
for a reason,
property.
you know?
Yeah.
Bad
No,
apple.
man,
Yeah,
whatever.
It's all
well,
good. It's all
Bad
good.
apple spoiled a bunch.
But you can
and,
do it,
you
right?
know.
Look at like places like Hurricane, they call it Hurricane, Utah, where the sands are, where everyone goes. I forget the
Yeah, yeah,
sands
yeah,
area,
yeah.
but like they managed to figure it out.
Well, they usually get turned into some kind of a state park or
Yeah,
some kind
that's
of a
what it
thing where
is.
you get this regulation.
Exactly.
Greenhorn Creek was a little bit different. You know, there's like
Yeah.
people property go right up to it. There's nowhere.
Exactly.
The only way to do it was to give Hanson Brothers the mineral rights,
Yep.
which gives them the authority to do whatever they want down there.
But we will do an
Um,
episode on that.
Yeah, because that was a huge point in time. And like I said before, I had a buddy moved up here from Southern California, and we took him out there. I had a Jeep Cherokee Wheeler back in the day,
Yeah.
and I took him out there, and we
Had a blast.
fucking mobbed that riverbed. And this dude had never experienced such a thing in his life.
No.
Man.
Never.
Yeah.
From
Hey,
the
we're
city.
very fortunate
I've
and
taken
blessed,
a couple
dude.
city boys out.
Yeah,
too.
and he was
They
just,
love
and
it.
he was the one that was like, "You fucking grew up here."
They're still
And
talking
I'm like,
to me
"Yeah, I used to
about
come
it.
out here with my dad in his truck, and we'd go wheeling and this and that, fucking shoot guns out here, do all this cool bonfire parties and blah blah." And he was just like,
Dude, I went out there once.
Whoa.
I went out there. Went out there one time, and I mean, my brother would take a Mossberg pump and shoot his Christmas trees down there.
Oh, yeah.
with the pump, and that's how he would get his Christmas trees for a few years. But we went down there one time. That's all he had. I didn't even have a gun, but he did. And there's these dudes with straight up machine guns.
"Oh yeah, I've
With
seen
machine guns. Hold on.
cannons.
They had they brought a whole vehicle down there, and they had, there's people with cannon. Well, our dads had cannons.
Yeah,
Ted Moen down there over
Oh,
there
yeah,
had
yeah.
a cannon.
yeah.
But these dudes, these weren't like semiotic. They were fully, and they
Oh,
were just
yeah.
like,
Yes. Yeah, well,
just
you can't
blasting
take
at
the
the
fully
same
automatic
time.
to the
There was a
shooting
few of
range.
them.
No.
There was a few of them, and they did it at the same. And there was flames coming off those barrels
oh
and
hell
shit.
yeah,
It was a trip.
Murph.
So I guess that's why we can't go down there anymore.
Pretty much, you know,
There's
pretty much.
There's deaths down
Pretty
there.
much.
Some of our
Yeah.
friends have died.
One of the last times I went down there, back when we used to use the wheel and take our dirt bikes and stuff down there, and there were some dudes down in the river bed
Thieves, car
shooting
thieves.
across the riverbed.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Where
yeah.
everyone drives through there. There was kids out there that day on their dirt bikes, stuff like little 10-year-old, 12-year-old dudes
Oh,
riding
hell
around dirt
no.
bike. And we come across these dudes shooting, and we got into
You got
it
to
with
do it
them.
safe.
It kind of started to get a little heavy for a second, and they have all their guns laid out, and we were like, "We're not trying to have any problems with you right now, but literally, bro, like this is probably not the safest place to shoot. Like go up on one of the hillsides, you know,
Yeah.
or the platforms or something
I
Shoot
like
feel
into
that.
the
like
map.
I was with you when that happened.
Maybe,
on
maybe.
was it wintry?
I think it was winter, but it was a really nice sunny day down there. One of those Northern California days we're talking about,
Like
where
today.
you could have
cold
your
and
shirt
brisk,
off down there for like a couple hours in the midday. And
I
then
remember that. And they were hella dumb, not from around here, bro. They just knew to go shoot down there.
yeah, and they were just not being responsible about it. But that kind of shit right there ruins it for everybody. And I guess we're better off safe than sorry.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
All right, my brother, my big cuz.
I love you too, and
Love
thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate it. It's been
Nice
amazing.
meeting you.
Yep, hell yeah, and look forward to another time.
Yep,
look
you'll be
forward to
back.
hearing more episodes.
You'll be a regular. We'll get you back out here to continue.
Yeah.
You sound great, and you know a lot of stuff. You blessed a lot of the listeners with a lot. You too, Nathaniel. I mean, I just learned a lot from both of you today, and kind of sat back and listened. It was great.
I love Grass Valley history.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same here.
me
It's
too.
cool.
It's amazing.
It's cool.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we love you.
Love you, folks.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
Have a good day.
have a good one.